attention. And I wasn't paying attention. Here's how it works. This is how it works every week. I start getting prepared in advance, and then about 20 minutes before we're supposed to go, look at this. Like, I restarted all the stuff. We're like, things work. Susan's pen. Susan's in pretty good form today. Almost spun her block out. The cameras work. OBS is still version 32.0.4, which means if I click the little red button up in the top corner and close OBS, when I reopen it, I got to put everything in again. Stream key has to be which is 2-factor. So I got to have my phone and the Google thing, all of it. OBS has been open for like 3 hours because I came in here to make sure. That everything was going to work today. There was a question. Did he state how he's doing the giveaway? Well, I don't want to work that hard, so we're going to have to deal with this. There are 144 names on the wheel, and it's probably not everybody that wants to be on the wheel. Anywho, yeah, I started putting this together. I've never seen, aside from Matt's off-road recovery, I've never seen this before. I guess that's just how it works. And it came with some wee tiny little tires. We'll get to the wheels thing later. It's like a second hour thing. We'll do that because more people will show up, and we'll make sure that the people there. I do need a wheel intern. So when I saw this trailer on Amazon, I'm currently setting it up for Bruce. I'm no fan of dual wheel trailers, but let me find something that's an appropriate height. I was looking at the specs, and I was like, is that thing as big as I think it is? And yeah, the answer is yes. That trailer is definitely as big as I think it is. I should be able to fit a Capra on it, so Bruce can tow a Capra around. You should see the real trailers with dual axles and dual leaf springs per side. Yeah, an actual 10th scale trailer. Like, typically the trailers are about 6 inches wide, and you're like, what am I supposed to fit on there? That's how I had to hybridize 2 trailers to make the trash trailer. Oh yeah. When I read the width, look at the width. If we push this guy all the way against the rails, I want to say they said the measurement is like 15 by 19, 13. It's 335 millimeters wide. We've got to go. It's 19 inches long. So 475, 480, something like that. It's on Amazon. I can probably fit a link. I can probably find a link to it. If you're looking for a trailer that is about 13 by 19, we've got it. It's the biggest one I've ever seen. The only drawback, I would say, is that as it comes with 85 millimeter tires, which is not great. But when I ordered it, it was like $80. Our car Mub Wow, which we've seen before, it is currently $95. I purchased this over a month ago. That's nice. and unboxed it this very morning. Looks like it's made for a pair of low CMXs. I mean, you could. Oh, that's right. Hotkeys don't work. So we have to click paste. And then we'll go Amazon trailer. Amazon trailer. And it has all of the stuff still in the bag. It's got the tongue. It comes with like a chain with hooks. It's got a little fuel cell, which I think bolts right on here. I think if someone intends to put a winch on it, and the only modifications that I'm going to do, other than switching to my my old favorite boom racing. Oh no, see, that's the thing. No. Mr. Hurley, here's why we don't have to cut it in the middle. Also, if you're in the market for 5-gallon buckets, Costco has Costco branded 5-gallon buckets, 3-pack for $8.99 if you live close to a Costco. This is why we don't have to cut it. Because this is the intended recipient. And honestly, looking at where the ramps are, this is kind of like what they're this is what they're intending us to tow on there. That's the full length of the trailer. Like a glove. Like we're ready to go. Man, that feels heavy. So you know, I'm not because I changed the tires to bigger. If anybody wants these, they come on little billet aluminum wheels. But as I said, they are 85 millimeters tall, and I needed Bruce height. Yeah, you could put a 5-gallon bucket on this. The super trash trailer. If anybody wants these, just let me know. I'm never even gonna unbag them. The tires feel like they're solid rubber. But if you're interested at all in getting into, I don't know, whatever trailer life is, these are supposed to bolt to the sides. The bigger tires prevent that from happening. But I can weld badly, very badly. We got these 2 vertical posts right here. I'm just going to weld these fenders. Look at that. It's like a glove again. At full... yeah. So I'm just going to tack weld those fenders on there. It's looking pretty nice. Yeah, run flats for sure. That's kind of what the boom racing ones are as well. They have like really heavy duty silicone inserts in them. To me, this is the perfect application for these boom racing. Like, look how skinny they are. Yeah, the fenders are going to take this to that next level. But I got to tack them on. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, not a trailer guy. He tells himself as he builds his... Any interest in trying a Capo Queen? Aren't those like $5,000? Intrigued by the wheels and tires? Hey, man, let me know. Cost of shipping. And they're on their way to your house. Because they will legitimately get thrown into the drawer and never get touched again. What are you going to do for tie downs? Well, we've got slots. My goal, it probably shock cord. Probably shock cord. I have somewhere in this building. Oh, there it is. I've got, I'll probably just make like loops, and like I can loop it around the axle, like a hook. I'll put 2 hooks, and I'll have these just in the front, and I'll go around the axle and hook to the hooks. As simple as build another trailer. God, this is trailer number 3. The 10 scale ratchet straps. What do you think about Perfect Pass 50 kg, 6 kg? I've never tested the Perfect Pass servos because, in my estimation, and when I see them, kind of expensive. Battery straps, not a bad idea either, because I could literally just rivet 2 of them to the front, because I figure I'm only going to need to secure the front axle, because like this guy will go on here like this. Ooh, that is way up high up there, is it not? Maybe to there? It's not going to need much. It just needs something to stop him from rolling off. Lasso around tires of hauling rigs. Yeah. Because he's 9 pounds. So Bruce is going to be up for it, pulling this thing around. What and where did you get the white background and turntable used in the opening credits? Okay, so the turntable is... I can probably actually find it because I'm still in my Amazon returns and orders. The turntable is unnecessary. They have smaller versions. They have much smaller versions. But I went with the most ridiculous one that they had available. Yeah, this is more than you need to buy. But nevertheless, you can use it for other things. You can use it to rotate a person, I guess, if you're into that. I gotta remember, can't use hotkeys. Paste, space, turntable. And then the white background is, I had about 2/3 of a sheet of 3/4 inch melamine. And I made a melamine box. You can buy these photographic cubes for object photography. Let me see. What do they even call it? Is it a light box? I don't think it's a light box. No, it is. It is indeed a light box. They make light boxes that are pretty big. They have like foldable light boxes that look like, okay, I'm gonna drop a link. You'd want probably, oh God, that's expensive. Okay, I'm just gonna drop you an Amazon link to it so you know what I'm talking about. And then you can browse Amazon to your heart's content. No hotkeys. Light box. I think they call them light boxes because I have seen them with, like, they all seem to come with lights in them. Some sort of light in there. The pricing on one to accommodate what I built, if you have any handiness to you or any access to things like melamine, you could literally build one for less. Because on this one, the 24 by 24 light box is $75. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And the 32 by 32 is $90. I built a cube that is, I want to say it's 32 by 32 by about 20 inches tall. It'll fit, because it'll even fit Bruce. Bruce was the guy, and then I cut a circle of the melamine for them to sit on because I wanted it to be like kind of that liminal space where everybody's just rotating on white. Yeah, foam board. Yeah, Last Creations is spot on. Get some foam board from the dollar store and some white gaffer tape and tape it together. Get a $5 ring light at the Five Below or a dollar store. Get a ring light, slap it on the top. Mine is altogether too permanent. Mine is basically structural. It weighs about 70 pounds, but all I had to buy for it is the turntable. And you obviously don't need the 300-pound one. But if you want to put one down on the ground and stand on it and have it twirl you around, it can do that. The goal of the day, yes, and there is the giveaway of the day. It's right over here. There was something that I told myself that I needed to do with this before. God, it's hideous. It is that. There's a constant competition going on. It's like everybody wants to one-up the other guy and make an uglier thing. And I mean, I leaned into uglification on the Nurgle. But this is, there's just something. There's no real way to cut it to not make it look weird. What time does UPS show up? Like 5 o'clock? between 5 and 7 p.m. Usually, I feel like we're probably the last house that they deliver to, and then they drive back to where the brown trucks live. It is a little bit. It's a little bit. What's his name? That British object. Why can't I remember his Mr. It's not Wobbles. That's the guy who does like dubstep stuff. What is that? What is that thing called? Mr. Tumble? No, that's not it. That body is ugly, but that paint job just put it right up. Mr. Blobby. That's it. Good old Mr. Blobby. What's crazy is my wife will put on Gilmore Girls either right before we're falling asleep or right when she's waking up. She like wakes up to the Gilmore Girls. And there was an episode where Rory was wearing a dress that basically looked exactly like this. It had yellow, red, and green polka dots and like a sort of pinkish, peachish background. And she goes, was this like were you silently inspired by this episode of Gilmore Girls? And I was like, I don't feel like I've ever seen this before. So this is all a surprise to me. I wanted it to look ill, and there are metallics in it. This is like 8 different paints to get it to where it is. And in case you didn't look closely on the episode, I did get everything. I got everything pretty nicely in there. I got a little piece of Kydex, 2 little aluminum bits, the $0 done, and then the fronts. I am most proud of the fronts. Ran a dado groove on there, mounted it to the 3 holes. I had to pull the whole thing apart, countersink the frame so that the servo wouldn't hit the screw heads. Little axial guys cut way down and turned in, because if you'll remember, this was originally on a Wizard, and I didn't want to make any new holes. And when I got these to line up, that was easy. When I got those, I still feel good about that. I remember when the giveaways were regular rigs, not ugly contest winners. Then we absolutely don't need to send it to you. I'll have to make sure that I'll do that right now. We'll make sure Eddie Matthews is not on the wheel. Eddie Matthews. Oh, he's not. He's already not on the wheels. All right. So whatever you do, Mr. Matthews, don't ask to be put on the wheels because you won't be. That's the easiest way to not be given something for free. This isn't mandatory. Nobody has to win it. Yeah, Gorilla Design has it spot on. It is not mandatory to be on the wheel. Again, as I said, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it in an hour or so. We'll get to it. I got my winch line. I got my Hercules. I'm not a winch guy either, and I'm gonna get into winching because TI Fury. How do I get on the wheel? Bobby, Mr. Lowery. We'll get to it now. Eric and RB. I almost said R&B. Eric and RB. You can't get on the wheels. Your name has got to be green. Green name is how you get on the wheels. Well, green name is where you start, and then you go one step further and you say, I'd like to be on the wheels. Yeah, shipping could be expensive. That was the number one thing that I laid down when we started giving stuff away, and it is this. I'm already giving stuff away with no strings attached to them, right? But here's what you got to do. You got to pay for shipping. Don't make me pay for shipping too. This is not a for-profit enterprise. I can't afford to ship everything to. Hydra One? Yes, your name is green. As a matter of fact, Eric NRB and Battle Droid 134 are the only ones on the screen right now that are gray. MKRC started off with 5. Let's see who he does. Does he snipe anybody? I've seen Greg Schofield as a name pop up before. What do I think of the Milestar Patagonia's 1.9? I think the biggest drawback to the 1.9 Milestar Patagonias is that in their divine and infinite wisdom, and we got another seizure, is that RC Four-Wheel Drive decided to only make them in X2 S3, the ultra long wear compound, and we all would have been better served had they made them in X2 SS. So, Chuck Hurley with the second 5. Yeah, and if Lee Jordan can cover the postage for me to send it to, whoo-wee, that one was on there, to send it to the UK, and Brorb, who I haven't seen on here in a hot minute, Brorb paid to have Missing Link sent to Norway. I thought it was Hydro 1. Yeah. This yoga block, you will see. Bruce has a dedicated yoga block, and Sheila has a dedicated yoga block, because they are both crushed into oblivion. You cannot, like, most of the rigs in here are supported by their axles, and I learned pretty quickly you cannot support a leaf sprung rig by its axles because the leaves will try to fold in on themselves. I will say this, after switching Sheila over to Desert Lizards, her leaf spring situation looks so much better. It looks so much better. Oh, that's right, to tighten these. Ooh, how's that look? We're gonna have to do a little check on that. Let's look a little baggy. Jimbo's shooting down whatever that little symbol is. 62 of those little symbols. Brorb is alive. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a minute though. I did not know when Mr. C. Let me know how much shipping was. I will do what I can now. Did I not say anything? I don't remember. Did you repair Sheila's front fender? I did. I think. It's kind of a battle scar. It's a little bit of a battle scar, but she's all right. She plowed the light off. That is out on a trail somewhere. And yeah, can you tell that some some rusty rails have been sitting on these? She's got like permanent grooves in there. She's not light. She's not a medium. She was a large. Anybody see my buddy Terry's mac and cheese themed optic? No, but it sounds amazing. During Wheel on Wednesday, when the classic twisted sideways while in the whitewater, be honest. Oh, man. Like, I don't know if I showed prior to that, but immediately below us, it just went like waterfall. And it could have... can I replace them? Yes. Hobby Zone will carry them. They do all of the domestic distribution for FMS. The thing is, Bruce doesn't have them either. Bruce's limb risers are attached to here, and I've used Bruce's limb risers before. Yeah, get some MEK and some ABS. I don't think we can get MEK in California. I basically just used, I kind of forced it back into place and used glue, and then I go over it with the silver paint pen. Are you going to buy a Boom Slang chassis? So what you're telling me, Boom Slang is doing a chassis, is he now? Is there anything about it that would make me consider buying one over consider buying one of anything else? Great people. You've been here for years. And card I paid for with got hacked. Went in to put a new card and someone gifted me a membership, and thanks to whoever did that. Cool. Sloom bang. No, well, if you say no boom anything, that rules out boom racing. And you're looking at boom racing axles right now, so. I have a good news update. The insurance company finally gave in and it agreed to pay for my burned down house. Hey! It only took, God, how, it's been a minute, right? As previously threatened, here's to the canyon. Watching the wheel on Wednesday got me out trialing 3 miles in 3 days. That's, you know what? That feels good, man. Well, it's made by a guy who doesn't understand physics and geometry. I can tell you one thing about Boomslang's chassis. Geometry won't be important. I'd like to be on the wheel, matey. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, 100%. I don't even know if you're not on the wheel. Yeah, easy stuff. Yeah, easy stuff. I'll take my sanction like a man, but it wasn't meant to offend you. It was taken out of context. Oh, yeah, it basically, I mean, you can understand why. I got my daughter back on Wednesday after 4 months. I'm going to get my boys back hopefully in March, so I'm feeling lucky. Sweet! So if Boomslang designed a chassis, so no links and shocks since they do not matter. Oh, these are fire, guys. These are fire. I bought a TRX 4 for the wife. I can open it out with the little ones this summer. I figured the TRX was a better choice than the SCX10 like I have. I would agree. I would agree. I think for a first time out there, the TRX 4 is excellent because you know what I should be doing? I should be taking these drive pins out manually because they are stainless. But this is the reason that I tell people that I never put thread lock on any of these things. Can you get Tamiya extra thin in California? Probably. Bror was traumatized by paying for the shipping to Norway. He's doing SCX 30s now. Here's what's crazy. You've got the UK, and then you have continental Europe. In continental Europe, it's all pretty much about the same. The UK is cheaper. Probably about 20% cheaper than anywhere on what I guess we would call the mainland. But yeah, what do you use to track mileage? It's called Skeletra. Scaletra. Skeletra. It's an app. It's basically Strava for tiny toy cars. It has been great. Aside from Apple is doing the that one was a little not snug. Apple's doing that insidious thing where if your device is getting old enough, they're like, we're going to make things not work as good. The Cameo, it's gone. So if you didn't get to see my forelegs in the, I think it was this guy's, it was the polka dot guy's video. If you didn't get to see my forelegs, you don't get to see it now because I used the crop tool and I cropped it out. Because I should not have edited that video same day. Yes, but like this. Whoa, hey, whoa, how'd I do that? Neat. Yeah, like this. So if it's over 50 degrees, I'm not wearing shoes. Yeah, I didn't even notice that I had left that in. I usually catch them, and now I will be a bit more hyper vigilant / aware for the next run of videos. But yeah, you know, I was rushing. I was really rushing to get that one out because of the schedule. Because I try to get those videos up to Thursday before, you know, today. Yeah, no bare feet in Pennsylvania. It's winter for 6 months. Don't bother following the first TI Fury build video. It does the links all wrong. I don't believe it. I mean, I believe. I'm not surprised. I can believe it. Seeing as printed manuals get the links wrong about half the time. And what I cannot remember, and we're going to find out very shortly, is when I did the modification. Like, did I put nuts under the hood? Not on that side, not on that side. Okay. Oh, hey! Just leave that in there. It's no big deal. It's not a problem. Okay. That's all in the chassis. You got to find the spots where the body is attached to the chassis. Oh, yeah. So headlights, for sure. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This thing might be separable. We might be able to separate this. I was on the wheel, but I changed my name to match everywhere, so you might have to check. I will check. How's the backlog treating me? It's no shorter. It's certainly no shorter. One of these has a broken tab. It's a broken off tab. Well, I bought my wife a pink truck to go wheeling with me, and she refused little truck life. Did you try the ploy? Okay, this is the ploy. You say to the wife, significant other, or whatever, the one that you're trying to get out on the trails, you say, hey, I'm going to go out and I'm going to drive my tiny toy car that goes slow. And after, I'm thinking about going to and then you hit them with the like what's that spot they like to go to, right? Because okay, this is a pattern of inception that you have to use. It's gonna be a little bit expensive for a little while because you're gonna take her out to the bribe for the bride. You're gonna take them out to we go out to eat afterwards every time, and I'm absolutely fine with that. Had my wife name one, and now she has 3. Yeah, my wife has 5 now, I think, including this one. Which, once we cut these plastics open and we put this in here, Sheila will be the single most expensive vehicle in this building, which I think is stunningly fitting. Which is why I keep telling everybody, did he do it? Look at this. Look at this. Right? Am I right or am I right? Came right off. Ooh, we've got a little, and by a little, I mean a lot of, why is Sheila more than Bruce? BRX 90s, baby. The axles cost more than the gearbox. And the gearbox, when I got Bruce's gearbox, I got it from one of those US distributors, Crawler Addictions, something like that, right? So it cost less than this, where I had to pay conversion rates to buy this directly from GCM in Canada. So these came from GCM in Canada, and the axles came directly Asia Tees, Hong Kong. So the axle gearbox combo cost more than this. So, because if I'm going to build something for outright durability, it's going to be the wife's, because you can guess with one guess. I thought Bruce had a stupid, expensive, fancy transmission. Yeah, this one. The GCM LRT2 conversion for YJ and FJ40 from Canada. Yeah, I got the last Bruce transmission that was in the United States. Started a new trailing thing, stopped halfway up to put a camping stove in to make coffee. Nice. I have a new build in progress. No girl yet, but when she comes, I'll have a rig for her. Sweet. I'm going against the grain, but I would like to see the Boomslang chassis tested. Best way to determine the validity of his claims. Press it's a free download. Oh, it's 3D printed? It's 3D printed. Miss Canyon only knows the joy of fun of driving the trucks, being out in nature, spending time, and getting food. While in the back end, Mr. C works hard to keep the fun trucks moving. Yeah. That's absolutely right. Do you know if someone makes a Leaf conversion for the TRX4? I'm sure they do. What is it? Twisted Scalar something. If somebody does it, they would. I know they do a lot of VS410 stuff, but also at the same time, there's nothing really stopping you if you have a drill from just buying some generic leaf springs off of Twisted Fab Co. Yeah. Merchant Fab makes a TRX4. There you go. I was going to say go on Amazon, buy some generic leaf springs, slap them on there. The most difficult part will be because I was putting BRX 90s on an FJ, none of the leaf stuff lines up. So I had to make these adapter blocks. Luckily, though, the adapter blocks actually put it at the exact right height. So it worked. Craig's got a class 1. You mean Bruce? I don't know anybody named Craig from Australia. I do know a Bruce from Australia. I'm logged in as CK Graphics, but it won't let me chat as it, so test. No, it says CKRC Garage. Haven't you got a rig with CNC Vanquish axles? I do, but the axles came via Trucks of Fortune. And we sold off or used up everything else that came in the Trucks of Fortune box. So the axles weren't actually that overwhelmingly bad. This will also not get wasted because the RCTNT, Bruce, right? Bruce. Because, as has been established in the past, everyone from all men from Australia are named Bruce. That axle pin is pretty rusty. Pretty rusty indeed. I'm just trying to look at what screws I need to detach. I will be putting this entire assembly in Nigel. Think Sheila is more than the total amount into the Gulimu? That would be close. That would be close because that Gulimu had all reefs servos on it. Just started an 1.5-hour print. The future me will certainly hate my current me, but my current me doesn't care. That's how I live. That's absolutely how I live. I must have used some decent quality stainless steel fasteners because this thing is coming apart real easy for something that's been nearly underwater. Any thoughts on Project IJ? I think if I had more of an embrace of 3D printing, and I think if one of the printers sent me the G codes, I would fire the printer up and I would print out a body. I'd do one for one of the giveaways. One of my giveaway rigs is like are they chassis specific? The IJ prints, are they chassis specific or are they kind of just generalized? Do you still have a tool changing 3D printer still in a box? Yes, I do. STL, not G-code? No, G-codes. I need the finished for my printer ready to go, meaning I plug in USB stick, I press print. And that's why I have my Printern, because he was foolhardy enough. He's got a Kitty X-Max. He's got the same printer I do. So if I need something printed, I will send him the STL, and then he will send me the file. You have numerous FJ40 stock transfer boxes, don't you? We'll look to buy a spare if possible. Yes, I do. And I'm going to have yet another one, because this is an MST. I'm going to have yet another one when I put this setup into our man Nigel. Oh, yeah, I made that good. So, I'm just trying to keep on keeping on. You know how it is. And I don't know if it's better. Let's see, here's the real deal. Did the giveaway guy get named yet? Yeah, Chuckles is what we went with. Good old Chuckles. Because Chuck Hurley said we should name it Chuck because it's made out of broken parts. And then someone emailed me and was like, maybe Chuckles. And I was like, oh, I like that. I like that. I do not know why. I mean, we'll figure out why. I've got to pull that brass weight off. So, oh, no, I only got to pull half. I have to pull half of that brass weight off so I can see why that thing is not staying secured. I also note that in my haste for reassembly last time, I've got big cap heads on one side and button heads on the other. That was hot. I think one more. I think that's it. Oh no. How many fasteners? I know I belt and suspendered this operation. There we go. Ew. Ew! The wax. Do you have a favorite scale winch choice? Because RC for all drive and Traxxas winches are big money. Here's what I would say to that. I would say the best way to build a winch, if you're interested in winching at all, take the RTR gear that you have undoubtedly sitting around somewhere. Gut that servo. Turn it into a servo winch. Take that ESC, do the soldering up to have the winch controller, and then either 3D print or use like the little Element fake winch, and just run the cable, the winch line out from under that. Because of all of the winches, aside from the one that's on the front of Bruce, it's a dual motor Injora, even if it's a 15 kg Spectrum, yeah, those make great winches. Same for Reedy 1523s. You got to think, okay, we've got a 15 kg servo, right, which is 33 pounds, right? And you're going to be running it directly off of an ESC, so it's going to be getting 3S to it, and surprisingly, all of those motors seem to handle it just fine, because I've not killed a servo winch yet. And every one of them has been made out of cheap crap. Oh, wait, I don't have to open that. No one tried to stop me. RC for all drive has a worn winch that's basically a servo but packed into a scale housing. Yeah. But I want to say that one's like $100. Yeah, RS100, the little Reefs 99 one. Yeah, they're very powerful. Yeah, servo winch is definitely the way to go. Or if you just want one for looks, then go on AliExpress or Amazon and order the cheapest winch you can find. I know there are 3D printed ones now as well, if it's just for looks. RC four-wheel drive winches are way overpriced. I absolutely agree. Did the ESC do a Reedy servo winch? It's no longer happy. It still works, but it's angry. I can imagine. But that's the beauty, is it not? Ooh, that's more rust on a pinion than anticipated. Ooh. Is it worth putting a servo winch in the Axial Coyote, or is it just sprung weight? All right, yeah. As the raccoon will point out right there, the best winch money can buy is the hand of God. It all depends on what are your intentions? What are your intentions with this winch? I don't know why I peeled the power switch off. I felt like in my head I was changing the motor as well, and I'm not. Still pretty smooth. There's a decent track of rust around the outside of the spur gear, so there's no such thing as waterproof. And I had put a fair amount of wax in there as well. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, Hand of God takes away from the whole winch aesthetics. Yeah. Here's how I look at it. Why do I have so many? Okay. If you want to give yourself a challenge, then I'm all for it. You know, winching from a tiny toy car perspective is incredibly impractical. If you're in some sort of competitive environment where winching is encouraged, then I can see that. But if you want to just do a challenge like the rainforest guys, I mean, a lot of us have been inspired by the rainforest guys because they use they love winches. They love them some winches. And, I mean, I get it. How much of this am I going to have to, nope. Going to have to unbolt at least one side. That's incredibly tight in there. Do you ever want to bash an RC car against rocks? Skip the winch. Do you want to drive an RC car like it's a real car? You want a winch? There it goes. Yeah, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with embracing the scale aspect of it, right? Nope. One more. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Whoo! It's not coming off. Put a little bit of chain wax on there. Just a little bit. Surprisingly, the spot that I welded and ground does not have a spot of rust on it. Go figure. So now Nigel will be the one that's a little bit loud. But we won't have to worry about his... I put every single screw goes through this. No, no, that one can rock in. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to put that one back in one way or the other. The only reason I have the Traxxas winch is it was part of the deal when you buy a TRX4. I would have never paid $100 for it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But yeah, I mean... a winch is added sprung weight. It just is. But I do believe we just sheared one. And that is a screw that holds the front shock tower on. That's not great. That is not great. Hopefully the threads are not through the inner bracket as well. If they are through the inner bracket as well, we may be a little bit doomed. Yep, they're still in there. Is it rotating? It is not. Hand tools wouldn't have saved it. Well, you know what? We can't say that for sure. So this is the one that broke on the other side. Yeah, there's no tension on that one at all. Let's see this one. There's no tension on that one at all either. This side's just going to drop right out. Yeah, there's definitely, that one's definitely in the round file. That one had a little bit of a stress on it. Remember, don't do as I do, believe you tell. Yeah, do not do as I do. No. Absolutely. All right. Unfortunately for me, future me is coming up real quick, and we're going to have to get that thing out of there. That side, no problem. No problem on that side. And I don't even remember. It's got two little brace guys in the front. I kind of remember it a little bit. I don't remember it a lot. But I know we can get the leaves back on. Why does that not feel right? Because we're going to have to lock nut this thing all to hell, because I probably drilled through when I put those brackets on. Negosaurus would be amazing, but it broke off perfectly flush with the rail right there. And then we are just below the surface right here. And I can spin this so it's not tight against the rail. Where's my little guy? If we can get it free of the rail. Oh, it's not loose though. Okay, hold on. So we got a little off axis, and it grabbed a piece of the rail. So it looks like the adapter survived. Hey. What torque setting do I own? 5 to 7 is where I ordinarily am. Yeah, that hole is not great. But we're just going to lock nut through the chassis anyway. That's how they were originally attached. It's not going to be a problem. That was this one. Yeah. That one's okay. That one's okay. This is the other one that looks suspect. That one's okay too. All right. Yeah. Maybe anticipated by others, but unanticipated by me, at least initially, the sheer amount of maintenance and repair that comes along with trail rigs is crazy. I have to do significantly more service on all the trail rigs than I do on anything that crawls rocks. Baseline undergoes less maintenance. He gets maintenance usually about once a year. And I feel like Sheila has been on this bench a lot. I'd like to shout him. Oh, yes. Good call. Good call for whoever was thinking it. We need a little container. Luckily, because of the recent suspension service, most of these screws haven't been in here very long. What I need to remember, and to try not to forget, is that hole in the rail. I need to drill that hole out to 3 millimeters. Sheila isn't upgraded like Bruce until now. Sheila had the advantage of getting all the stuff that I learned with Bruce over the time of building him. She's gonna get a new front bumper, and I've been looking at images on the internet for inspiration, and because I don't want to just copy the same thing again. I want to make a Sheila specific front bumper. So that's that. I'm gonna chalk that up as the reason that I haven't built it yet. There could certainly be other reasons. You know, I probably could have pre-done all this. This is so it's very expensive, but my God, the level of quality of this. There's actually. Look at that lip. That edge on that can't be a 0.5 millimeter wide. So, man, it's so good. It's so well done. What is with the fear of the water? Having to clean it up and breaking the screws and weakening every single individual part of the vehicle. That guy needs, that rear axle needs, if it didn't have a shim on it, it needs a shim on it. I've seen a lot of pinion movement. I'd never heard of the Negisaurus till I watched your tools video. I bought one after the video and it saved me multiple times. Yeah. I have the two sizes. I have the bigger one and the smaller one. Am I the only one that wants to slap some googly eyes on the light pods on the front of Sheila? No, you're probably not. No. Are you putting lizards on Bruce or making Sheila a bumper first? That's an excellent question. It's an excellent question. They're both about the same amount of labor. Yeah. So I will put both off as long as conceivably possible. And we've got to, sorry guy, you gotta move over here for now. Because I've got to get to my 2.5 millimeter bin. Surprisingly, Sheila, honestly, not that messy. So those are twos. Those are twos. We got to get the. Those are what? Sixes? Looks like sixes to me. Yes. 2, 3, and then we've got to get thread lock as well. So hopefully I didn't throw all of the cut up plastic bags away. Because what I like to do is put me some thread lock down so I can set a tool in it or lean my elbow in it. What I really wanted was bits of hot dog and spaghetti. Man, SpaghettiOs as a kid, I definitely classify as something you can't go back to. Because, man, SpaghettiOs were amazing. And I think my wife would get into a physical altercation with me if I even tried to bring SpaghettiOs into the house. Do I put thread lock on everything? I don't put thread lock on nearly enough stuff. I don't put thread lock on drive shaft screws. I don't put thread lock on bead lock screws, mostly because I'm taking things apart and putting them back together all the time. What I do have to do, and this will have to be refreshed as well, is these, I use extensions because the FJ40 is so wide. I have to use the long extensions with these guys, and they have no serrations, no spring washers, none of that. So this gets thread locked, or you're driving along and one of your wheels falls off. How can I not go back to SpaghettiOs with the joy of being a grown-ass adult? I want ice cream. I have it, damn it. Yeah. Yeah, shed SpaghettiOs. Do you plan on doing a Wheelin' Wednesday with Bruce and his trailer? My wife and I would like to see him running around with it. I've done. Bruce has taken his trash trailer out before, but the new trailer only got taken out of the box this morning. He's towed his boat a couple times. Bruce has 3 trailers now, and I was absolutely considering making an adapter so that his little trailer could be used to haul stuff that's bigger. And then I found that trailer on Amazon, and I was like, well, that's just easier, isn't it? We'll just do that. When are we going to get to see the boat again? I'm going to have to take the boat out. Most likely before the end of March, because, and it's never completely honest, but if it is to be believed, we are supposed to get like 5 days of rain over about the next 10 days, which will mean they'll be letting water down into the ponds again. The water level in some of those has already plummeted. Oh, we can't just put unshielded 5x10s in there. We gotta get some shielded guys in here. And then that output, that's the front and that's the rear. Ordinarily, I go and I look up the little instruction booklet, but today we're not doing that. We're going in. Let's see, it's this one. It's a 50% chance I put this together wrong. Okay, that's the only way that goes. So I feel pretty comfortable about that one. Then there's the mystery screw. I know there's a oh yes. Got it. There's a real tricksy bit about this. That you've got to put this screw through like that before you mount it to the back of the gearbox. It's all coming back to me now. Because, you know, why would I look for instructions? I've done this once before. We've been a month of pretty much non-stop rain here in southern Spain. When you can't go to the beach because it's raining in California, something's wrong with the weather. Yeah. It'll rain for one day, and the news is like, when will this end? And I'm like, guys, it's been raining for a day. Because as soon as it stops raining, they begin with, the unending drought! The drought will kill us all! Sent you an email with the cool FMS FJ40 trailer. Oh. There's also an incredible amount of, I would guess, rust preventative on these. Oh, yeah. Slimy. It's sliming itself to the bench. So you've got to, oh, we needed the pick. I bought a new pick. New pick, same as the old pick. And there's only one way to find it. Good old Harbor Freight. Good old Hazard Fraught. And I only needed the straight pick. And you can only buy the 4-piece of picks. So I have a whole pile of picks that I'll never use again now. That's how that works. So that screw is through there. Because, no, that's not right. Oh yeah, it's all flooding. It's all flooding back to me now. Straighten out the other picks. How does one do that? How does one do that without compromising the integrity of said picks? Did you say Hazard Fraught? Yeah, good old Hazard Fraught. Put a little chooch in it. If the beach didn't have sand, I'd be in for it every day. I would have to state, from my own perspective, if it doesn't have sand, I don't think I can regard it as a beach. We haven't had a day in 2026 without rain. That's crazy. So if somebody can tell me how to straighten out curvy pics, I would honestly love that, because I have a selection of curvy pics and basically nothing to use them for. There's that one that has the like witch's finger, like it's like shaped like that, where it goes straight, straight, straight. What do you use that for? Like, I can understand the little curvy one, but isn't a beach just a part of the shoreline connected to one of the oceans? No. The shoreline is the shoreline. The beach is the part that has sand, where it goes land, sand, water. That's the beach. The sister-in-law lives in Texas, near where Traxxas is, and they go to, quote-unquote, the beach, where they dumped a bunch of sand on the edge of a lake. And I'm like, listen, I know you've been out of California for a long time, but we all recognize that that's not the beach. And I'm sorry, British people. I'm sorry. If there's no sand, if it's just rocks, I guess this applies to a lot of Alaska too, because it's just rocks there too, isn't it? That's not the beach. That's where the ocean meets the land. Yeah, see, you got to put that screw in advance because of that. You can't fit it in otherwise. So there's that guy. There's our little tea case. And then we need some juice. Take a curved pick and pry an old bearing out with it. That'll straighten it. That's what I said, where the ocean meets the shoreline. No. You were describing the shoreline. Yes. There. Yeah. See, the Dalek right there. The beach and the coastline are very different. The beach is the beach. California has both. You're the country with a place literally called Pebble Beach. Right. But they distinguish that beach is not a beach. That's a pebble beach. That is something different and distinct. You know what? I'm going to the dictionary. I'm going to dictionary.com. Not the Merriam-Webster. No, dictionary.com. We'll let the dictionary decide. Damn it. Noun. An expanse of sand or pebbles along a shore. I don't like it. For me, it's sand. Fine. British. You get beaches now. You have beach now. The third definition is the area adjacent to the seashore. But do you see what they did there? That means that the seashore and the beach are two different things. Yeah, I don't want to go to a beach that's made of rocks. It's not, I don't care how rounded the rocks are. Also, I'd like to point out for the record, how crazy is it that because of the fitment of this, so the beach doesn't need sand, I kind of win. I think we both win in this one. Bays have beaches? I mean, Lake Michigan has a beach. It's sand and everything. And the lake is so big that there's waves. Is that 1.3? I'm going to go ahead and say that's 1.3. There's my 0.09. There's my 1.3. Is indeed. You don't get sand up your crack on a pebble beach. You're sitting down? I don't know. I don't know what to do with y'all. I don't know what to do with y'all. I'm not sitting down on the rocky coastline. Also, does it ever get warm enough where you are to actually go to the water? Also, does it stop raining long enough for you all to go to the beach? It not stopping raining for, in New Jersey, it's called the Shore, and it is sandy. You mean like the Jersey Shore? I've been to the Jersey Shore in the city called Ventnor. And as a lifelong Californian, I will agree that putting sand by a lake isn't a beach. Correct. Those are 2.5s. Oh, I have these. Son of a... Dang it, you've got what you need, Crushinator. I feel like I bought these for this specific purpose. Who stole my 1.3? You put it back. I'm all right. I'm good. Good. I bought stainless. 2.5 set screws for this very purpose. And we're doing this in the proper way. Crushinator. Dang it, Crushinator. No, Pa, I love him. It's literally rained every day since Christmas in the southwest of England. That's crazy. The beach at Lake Tahoe is a trap because it can be the finest fine day and you look out over that cerulean blue water and you think, this is amazing. And you look down in front of you and that water is crystal clear. And then you put your foot into it and it turns into that thing like where Mr. Freeze shot people with the freeze gun in Batman and Robin. Because you go, if you were to take ice and just instantly turn it from ice into water, it wouldn't be cold. It would not be as cold as the water in Lake Tahoe. It's the coldest water in the universe. A business model is to find a beach without sand, build a resort there, and import the sand. That's true. We recently watched a Mercedes that someone had parked next to the sea getting smashed by rocks and waves. Rained here every day since the new year. What if the beach is covered by ice? Is it a beach? Is it sand underneath? And does the ice melt? Like, is it temporarily covered in ice or is it always covered in ice? Because if it's always covered in ice, then I would argue it is not a beach. We go to a lake in the mountains in Colorado and damn, it's basically the coldest it could be without freezing. Yeah. Swam in Crater Lake last summer. You went in Crater Lake? My youthful memories of being in Crater Lake, the water is gunmetal gray. Maybe it was just that day. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a little thing. Getting this driver into these damn microscopic set screws is not great. Yes, it was awesome. Instead of sand, it's sand that was hit by lightning and turned sand into bits of smooth glass. That would just be awesome. I don't think that people would go there to surf, though. They would go there to look at the beach that was turned to glass, and they would call it Glass Beach. What if it's kinetic sand? Ah, well. Then if that beach would have the best sandcastles ever. The absolute best sandcastles out at Kinetic Sand Beach. So I don't think we forgot any pins. There we go. There we go. I don't think we forgot anything. I think we got the bits that needed to be got. Oh, I put too many set screws in. Dang it, Crushinator. I just remembered. I've got to bolt this thing on. Like I said, I've done this once. Yeah, it goes like that. But before we do that, I want to say, do this. Get this thing wedged in. that. And then no, I can do it. I can do it. I can do the other. I got this. I got this. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. You know what the problem is with the beach? Here we go. I'm out in the waves having a good time. Then a rotund lady wants to go for a swim and can't handle the waves and lands on top of me. That is rough. There's also the limestone beach at Pescadero. Just cliffs of that low grit rock any tire will stick to. Nice. Not a beach. $1.3. Yeah, it's metric 1.3. I have that. I have that. I thought I remembered too clearly. I caught myself before I made it worse, though. I don't like sand because I've had to go through a bunch of sandstorms and spent over a month after I got back from Iraq cleaning sand from everywhere. Well, desert sand and beach sand, very different. Desert sand gets into that it's like powder. I don't know if anybody likes desert sand. You're cleaning it out of everything for weeks. These are 2.5. No, they're 2s. No, they're 2s. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I got this. I'm doing all right. I'm also doing most of this by hand because I'm afraid of ruining something. Those are... Thanks for the stickers. I can't believe Dora left crayon without a crawling candy. I can't believe. Yeah, the suede paint job is an excellent description of that. The stickers were just falling off. Pocket sand is always handy. There's always time for pocket sand. Okay, these are 2.5s. Is this the 2. No, this is the 2 bin. Why are there 2.5s in the 2 bin? I've got so many tools out. What length screws do they have in here? Okay. Woo, woo. All right, so what I'll need you to do is start into the process of asking if you're on the wheels, so I can start looking. There shouldn't be that many of you that aren't. Most people should be on the wheels already. As I said, we'd go after the hour. Where do you get all those stainless screw sizes? McMaster, mostly. It's mostly McMaster. Especially in 2 and 2.5. Well, and almost all my 3. I will, in a pinch, order just an assortment off of Amazon every now and again, like if I just need a couple specific sizes, because McMaster doesn't stock every size. Yes, if you've been on the wheel in the last 3 or 4 months since this computer went in, right, which was November, I want to say, I think November is right. If you've been here on a day of wheels since November, you're on the wheels. Okay, so I got to do a couple at a time. So who went first? Okay, Robert L. and RC Maniac. Okay, so some of this may date back to the before the ats, because RC Maniac is, Hydrone is HVT. No, but you are now. All right. So we got that one on there. Trying to go down the order. Ninjins. I feel like I've seen that on here. Neil Daniels. No. Oh wait. Did we sort alphabetically? Yes. Okay. Bobby Laurie. Bobby is not Bobby Laurie. There may be misspellings. I'll have to deal with it. My fingers are large. Hizzy's had better be. What's his? Yes. Wait. Hizzy's. Yeah. It's just, you're just on there as Hizzy's. Big Mike. Big Mike's RC. Yes. Tenor V8. The Law. The Billies. That Tiki Taxi. No. Tenor V8. Yeah, and the old thing where it refuses to stay up front. Yeah. Yes, Chuck Hurley should definitely be on here. Yes, he is. But he's on his Charles, yes. Andrew Moffat can't swing shipping. Big Zeke. Yes, Strucken Matt. If you were still a member, it would be green. The real Stevie T. So I'm going to guess probably on here as Stevie T. Steven Turner, Stu Nod, Super Nintendo. So it would be right here. Stevie _ T. Where did we go? Lost it. 9 bolts. No, you should be right above Ninjins. 9 bolts. Yeah, there's going to be, if we get this in the first 3 spins, it'll be a miracle. Yes, he is on there. Ninjins is on there. Hydra's on there. I have an idea for you. What if someone writes down all the green names on a notepad on the computer and then sends you a master copy through Discord? You can copy and paste it to the wheel list. Yeah, I absolutely could do that. Somebody could do that, and then I could do it. Corduroy Guy is 100% on there. RC Family should be on here, probably under RC. Yep, RC Maniac, RC Family, RC Zilla. Didn't say if I was. Robert L. 5338. I haven't seen that one. Okay, so we'll just do it. We'll do Robert L. 50. It doesn't matter. Robert L. with the numbers behind it. There should only be one of you. I forgot what the numbers. 53 something. 5338. Hey, I put it in right. Dalek. It was on my real name beforehand. Oh, see, that's how they get me. We'll just do it. So I mean, there's a chance that somebody in here is messing up the odds, because YouTube, you know. So moving forward, what we'll do is we will we'll do that. We'll have somebody do the thing. David Franco. Yes. Franco's on there. Do you need to be present to win? Yes, you do. Truck and Matt just joined. So we're going to guess Truck and Matt wants to be on here. I'm just going to assume. If somebody joins during a live stream, I just assume. I have to lean way over the keyboard because there's so much crap accumulating between me and the keyboard. Oh, it just jumped. It just jumped. Eddie Designed and or Ed Scrivener, both of which would be an E. Ed Scrivener is on there. BBC Customs. Yes, 2. BBC Customs 2. Gorilla Design. I hate when it jumps. Yes, Gorilla Design is on. Jimbo should be on there. Eco 410 should be on. Yep, it was actually on the screen. Leica with the 1, and he hit the Warlock. Hey, didn't the Warlock 360 just say that he wasn't going to be here? Didn't I just see that? Or no, he asked if he had to be here. Do I get good luck for being born on a Friday the 13th? Maybe. Mo Trapper covering much of shipping if we're shipping domestic. Jezwa is on now. Jezwa. The keyboard is literally just moving away from me every time I type on it. Okay. The Warlock 360. Yes, you absolutely can, because you weren't a member a few minutes ago, and you are now. Right here. The Warlock 360. I have one video on my channel down. Does that make me a YouTuber? Kind of. Okay, got that one. David Franco, yes, you are on the board. Trucker Matt is on. Jeswal is on. Just a suggestion, you show us a quick scroll through. Yeah. That's what I do. That's what I do. Is Mr. Face on there? Yes. Jimbo should be perpetually on there. Yeah, you are on under Jimbo C76BU is when it was still on there. Someone writing down all the green names and then sending them to me. That'd be amazing. That would definitely be amazing. I may be on there as Sanctus or as Jeremy Yoder. Okay, not as Jeremy Yoder, but as Sanctus RC. Yes. Yeah, and if somebody can do this and put the just basically just copy them with the ats, that would make it easier for everyone. Yeah, Brian Morrison is definitely on there. It picked him twice. Drift Giza 5389. I would remember hearing that name right here. Drift Giza. I don't need to put the numbers. I'm pretty sure there's only one Drift Geezer. Somewhere in the settings is probably a setting to where I can leave this up front. Oh, UPS delivered. Watch this. We're going to do this. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to here. Go to here. Can you go grab a package from outside and bring it in here? Boom. Voice to text. JDA with a little bit more for shipping. American Man B2 says he never wins anything, but I don't think he asked if he was on the board. And he is now. American Man. Okay, so I should be on there as Eric Freeze. Yes, you are. All right, so we'll go over here and we'll go up to the top, right? And we'll leave it here for a little while. This is from MF Ab RC down through Casey Doran. So if you're, and this is alphabetical. So if you are in these letters and not on there, like see how Bronco RC64 asked if he was on there, and he's not. So he would go right here, Bronco RC, and then there was a number. What was the number? 64. Bronco RC 64. Okay. So now we're gonna move down. We're gonna put, so now Canadian Yeti. So we'll put Casey Doran right up at the top. Okay. So if you are between Casey Doran and Franco, Mr. Barry Rhodes, was your name ever anything else? CK Graphics should be on there. Yes, CK Graphics. So Barry Rhodes. Okay, Barry Rhodes is not on as anything else. You are correct. You'd be right under Asian Raisin. Barry Rhodes. Okay. So what did we end up? Franco Tarantino is where we ended last time. So we go to there. Oh, I need to click back over here so I can see what is going on. Someday, I'll figure it out. Trying to win your own truck. Somebody said to put my name on there, and I don't remember why, because it's been months. So we need Big Zeke's RC and Battle Droid 134. Big Zeke's. I mean, was it necessary? I don't think it probably was. And then what was that? Battle Droid. Battle. Fat fingered it. Okay, and now we got to scroll back down, and we were at about, what was at the top? Franco Tarantino through. I'll leave it right there for now. Okay, on your way. On your way. Yeah. Yeah, got to get that out of here. Would the TF2 Builders kit be worth the money? I mean, it depends. Gonna need a bigger wheel soon? No, we're not gonna need a bigger wheel soon. Did the kid just come in and burp? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I'm on there as Eddie White. Oh, there you go. Okay. So Jet Sevilla was at the bottom. So there's Jeswa, who was just added. So we've got Jeswa through Mr. Scurvy. Because there's 162 on there now. But, like, honestly, most of these are probably not here. Like, there's no. So next giveaway, the giveaway in March, we're 100% doing the thing where someone is going to collate the names. They're going to collate the green names, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, so Mr. Scurvy, and then we're going to, there we go, Neil Daniels through Sam Davis. So far, we've done pretty good because I think we've only added a couple. Dustin Fry, 9,500. I'm just going to put it right here and then resort it. Dustin Fry, 9,500. I got all the letters. Michael Triff. Now see, that's a good man. That's a good man because he took himself out of the double. I am on there as Patrick S. prior to when it changed the names. Okay, so Patrick S. is Cyclopat? Cyclopat. I think there was a number, but I don't remember what it was. Nice. Okay, and then we scroll down again. RC Zilla through Swampers RC. Quite a few in here. Yeah, like whoever suggested that, was it the raccoon? If it was the raccoon, awesome. Whoever else, if it was someone else, much thanks for that suggestion, because that will literally make my life easier. Will make my life easier. Yeah, there's probably, okay, it was the raccoon. That's awesome. Oh, on a computer, you can click to view all participants, but that's only in the chat. It won't, like, what if there are people that aren't chatting? They don't show up. Because if I go to just view people in the chat, it will literally only show about 30 people. Because it's not people that have chatted the whole time. It's only people that have chatted recently. So then we went from Swampers. Oh, and then there's the bottom. Tanner, Tiki Taxi, Billy's the Law, The Warlock, Tony, Greg, Truck and Matt, Victor Van Nortwick, Vincent Salpietro, Waylon, Whisker 762, and Yerkia 360. My RC obsession. And one and only, okay, so my RC obsession. And then the other one, one and only H2B. One and only H2B. Yeah. Warlock, you're spot on. So when the next giveaway rolls around, what we'll do is we'll have everybody to just like post the same word, but only once. That way somebody can just go through it, because I've tried to go through it and the other sock is present. Yes. I'm on it, but if I win, it can go to Operation 11 Charlie. Cool. That works for me. Yeah. Okay. So I think we've got everyone. Just a thought. If you made it a rule that you have to be a member before the live, then you wouldn't have to add anyone in the last minute who was just gifted a membership. But while I see Vegas guy not on, where did I see a Vegas guy? Yeah, Discord should be the answer, but there are people who still can't link their YouTube to Discord. 100%. Vegas Mike. That's different from Vegas Steve. Okay. Yeah, while I understand, the people joining while it's going, like, it's an incentive, right? Yeah. Me and JDA, I'm over here like this. I'm like gesturing with my hands. Me and JDA said the same thing at the same time. Yeah, it's an incentive for people to join. Seavart Customs is not. Oh, it's not. Wait. No, it's not. Yeah, you're right. Right about here. And then, yeah, people pop in. Andrew the Red, Andre Rosu. Yeah, way up at the top. I usually announce a time cutoff. Yeah. Maybe I'm old, but I don't even know what Discord is. That's awesome. Seavart should be on after Shaker. Well, that's where I put you. Nazmo Za. I feel like I've seen that name before, but not on here. Should be right here. We'll do Nazmo Za. You got an extra Z. That's bonus. That's free. Yeah, and then there are people that aren't on the Discord or have left the Discord. Yeah, et cetera, et cetera. All right, we're going to shuffle it. And here's what I want you to do. We'll do the unboxing after. It's right here behind me. Well, hold on, we'll do the unboxing after, and I'll need a few minutes because I need to at least get the Gearbox stuff off the bench. So I also, while we're getting here in the spin thing, I'm collating for my own records. So give me, you can type in response. You can type in response. What is your favorite member of the fleet? This is for the real ones, the ones that have been here for maybe too long and have developed a favorite. There should be a way for us to enter our own name into a fresh wheel, right? Right. I mean, maybe there is. Like, see it down at the bottom where it says beta add wheel? What does that mean? I don't know. I can't believe that it remembers this. Join our Discord. I thought he was pronouncing discourse, mispronouncing discourse. All right, so we're gonna give it the first spin. If everybody's watching and paying close attention, click to spin. First up, bang. First up, bang. I can't even read it on my monitor. It's so small. Haven't seen him. Somebody do the at. Somebody do the at. Yeah. Yep. Not here. Okay. So we're just gonna leave it on there. We'll hit a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next up. Now, we know he's here because we just added it. All right. Now, if I remember correctly, he's in Spain. Am I right? All right. Now there's a question that we have to ask. Does South Africa? Oh, okay. All right. Luckily, we've got some coverages on the shipping because this one might be a crippler. We're gonna. So that's a remove. He has won. Man, he got that out of the way. He got that out of the way in a hurry. South Africa is going to be crazy. I cannot imagine that shipping to South Africa has to be the most distant shipping. Google says between $15 and $200. Now, did you mean to say $150 and $200 or $15 and $200? This will certainly, unquestionably, be the first time that I've ever shipped anything to Africa. So that's pretty cool. I've sent decals and stuff to New Zealand and Australia. But he probably has a YouTube channel. I sold an old radio to a dude in Johannesburg. Okay. All right. You know what? I still have the wheels up. Nazmo, what city? We can get a quick and dirty estimate on this. What city do you live? Is it Cape Town? Do you live in Cape Town? Okay. I will I have the mess. Okay. I'm going to go to it's not Pirate Ship, it's the other one. Shippo. We'll do it because I use Shippo. I have an account. So we will find out. what it might cost. Don't make me two-factor, Shippo. Dang it! All right, it'll take an extra minute here. Come on. Two-factor. That is tiny. All right. It wants a very specific address. It wants a very specific address. I know, it's enthralling. This is must-see TV. I also asked for a 15-pound package. It'll be lighter than that. It'll be lighter than that. So we can get a very loose guess by just going to the USPS, because it'll be kind of in the middle. What day do I plan on mailing it? I would say Monday in the afternoon, and then we got to put a tariff code in, and then it's 9503.00.00. How many times have I had to enter that? Boy, a lot. Toy car. And then we will do one of them, and it's going to weigh, we'll say the package is like 12 pounds, even though that's going to be way more, because this thing is legitimately, even with the radio. Yeah, that rig weighs 4.5 pounds. So even with the box, we're probably looking at something more like 8 pounds. Brand is not. Country of origin. Oh. Custom forms. I do like, there's something very, toys and games, item subcategory. It is a wheeled toy. And then we're going to go to calculate based on size and shape. We are going to go with 8 pounds, 0 ounces. We are going to go, it is a large package because it will have a dimension over 12 inches. And I can cram this into a box 16 by 10 by 8. And trust me on this, I will. 16 by 10 by 8. Yeah, they are absolutely right. They are absolutely right. There are 2 options. Priority Mail International will take 6 to 10 business days and will cost $125. So could maybe get that down a little bit, trying to shrinking the package down a little bit. But here's the deal. The rails are 15 inches long. The overnight price, Priority Mail Express will do 3 to 5 days, and it's $150. Yeah, that would be that would be indeed the most expensive. Well, we've had a couple people. Nasmo, it's entirely up to you. I will like, this is the rough guesstimate, right? We've already had people chip in an amount. You've chipped in an amount. So I will, of course, when I go to ship this, it is going to be the cheapest method, right? So it's not, 125 is the exact top end. It will not be more than that. And I want to say people have contributed about $40 or $50 towards that. So UPS or FedEx or DHL or whoever, somebody is probably going to have a better rate than $125. And this is on the retail postage calculator, right? So this is like the most expensive. I'm going to pay less because I'm either going to go through PayPal shipping or I'm going to go through Shippo or Pirate Ship. I'm going to go with some sort of a discounter. So PayPal will probably be cheaper. Yeah, it's going to get covered. It's going to get covered, so we don't have to worry about it. I will include I'll put some stickers in the box. I'll throw some little Bruces in there. You know, you'll get the usual. What are 25 RON? 25 RONs. UPS would be 5 times. Here's what's crazy. I shipped a rig out of country via UPS, and it was the cheapest method, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Because UPS is never the cheapest, except for that time when it was. So I don't 100% know what to make of it. UPS got drunk that day. I think I do it this way. So everyone is doing the traditional Canyon thing, and they are all helping towards the shipping, which is lovely. And my only hope coming out of this is that Nasmo will post some pictures showing us him driving this hideous abomination in South Africa, because that would be super cool. That'd be super cool. Yeah, I want updates on the Discord when you receive it. But have you given the rig away, or can I start dropping gift memberships? I have given it away. Yeah. It's going, I think, the farthest of anything that's given. South Africa has got to be as far away as anything that has ever gone. And also, I tried to do a little thing, but it didn't work. I tried to say, what's your favorite rig? And I was hoping that someone would come up with the name that I was looking for. I think South Africa's farther away. I don't know. From Southern California, I think South Africa is further away than Australia or New Zealand. I don't know. They might be equidistant. Stephen Turner with a 10. Dropping the 10. Yeah, so definitely. Oh, what name was I looking for? Well, okay. So, yeah. I am going to get this. The man from South Africa, when he receives this, he is going to be absolutely gobsmacked, as they would say, at how small of a box I managed to cram this thing into. It will be the smallest box anyone had conceived of. Because whatever the cheapest, and the lightest too, whatever the cheapest method to get that thing. I think it's similar to New Zealand. You go backwards around the map. Yeah. Jimbo with the 5, Tony Gregg with the 10 pounds. Yeah, we're gonna get the shipping sorted. We're gonna get the shipping sorted. Oh, so space grows very, very thick here. And if I were smart, what I would do is I would save this for later. Save it for later. But I can't. So how many tire foams? As many as can fit in the box. Does he have the tools to assemble? Well, the axles, like, yeah, if I might just take the links, like remove the links either from the axles or from the chassis. That way I can put the axles under the chassis to narrow up the box. But it doesn't really matter. Hey, there you go. 10,200 to South Africa, 8,000 to Australia. There you go. It doesn't really matter, because if there's one dimension over 12 inches, you're paying large package. And the frame rails are over 12 inches long. So unless, the only way, if he really wants that shipping charge brought down, and this is up to Nasmo, if he really wants that shipping charge brought down, I can move this brace to this hole right here, and cut that carbon fiber off the back, and then the box will be, is that shorter than a foot? That's still over a foot. It wouldn't even do it. I could then angle it. Here's what I'm saying. I can get this into a box under 12 inches long. Yeah, angle it in the box. I can remove the axles, cut the rails, tilt this thing, because if you ship 12 by 12 by 12, well, the front rails, like, see how nice? See how nice? Oh yeah, I've basically concluded. I'm just going to unbolt the axles from the links. Yeah, should send it as a kit. We're gonna fully disassemble this and just send it out as is. I was amazed. Right at 5 pounds with a battery. Yeah, because it's basically going to be, we'll get it into a footprint. It's just the rails that make it long. I'm going to get this into the smallest possible box. Is he get? Yeah, this is coming RTR. He gets the servo, the electronics, the body. It comes just like this. Pre-smash the transmitter into a recyclable powder. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, you know what? We'll sort it out. Okay. Before we get to the unboxing, right? I almost feel like I'm not getting any more work done today. Let me push this over to the side a little bit. Let me not lose the rest of the pieces. I guess I know what I'm doing this evening and tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do my recordings, and then I will come in here and I will, because what do I have? What's on the slate? A tire quick view and an episode of Touristas. That's a light day. That's a pretty light day. I gave myself a light day on Saturday. Looks like it will have to be quarantined first. Yeah, because of the illness. So the space is becoming incredibly limited. All right. What's the cheapest pair of rails you'd recommend for a meme build with element axles and a stealth axle? The knockoff carbon fiber 10 Pro rails that you can find on Amazon for like $20 are great. They are literally photocopies of the 10 Pro rails. So this one will be a surprise to some and not a surprise to others. Here is the completion of the thought that I hadn't completed from before, which is space in here is becoming an incredible premium because I don't know how to say no. We've got 6 Turista rigs in the building, 2 of which are still in the boxes they were sent in. We've got more than 1 giveaway rig here that's already finished and ready for a giveaway, but later. We've got unfinished giveaway rigs that I'm working on building, the first of which is one of the Operation 11 Charlie ones, which is this one. I've got people that have said that they're sending in parts, so Operation 11 Charlie's might be 4. I might be doing 4 for October, a TRX4 based, a Vanquish based, an Element based, and then a Crawler Caney Class 1.5. So I'm doing at least 3, maybe 4. And it is with a not heavy heart at all. And remember, nothing would come onto this bench and I would say that this is getting given away. That would never happen if I wasn't okay with it. I am not in any kind of hardship. We are doing okay. We're doing so okay that I'm trying to spread it around. Because while and on the one hand, I recognize how much work I put into this, right? I don't look at it as work. I don't look at any of it as work. So, ladies and gentlemen, before you, right about now, which should be in probably April, but it's right now, available in one format as roller only. And we will go to the wheels if no other decisions are made. You might recognize this guy from the internet. If you don't recognize him, then that's absolutely fine. Right? You might recognize him, the Vanimal. I was hoping someone would say the Vanimal. The body gets better. This is color change. This is the Spastics color change root beer. He is a roller. And when I say roller, smooth, baby. Smooth. Oh, also. So the Vanimal, which didn't occur to me until far after I had said class 1.5 is a thing, I guess he's the first. This is the prototype, right? He is the first crawler canyon class 1.5. That's a smooth gearbox, and it's ATAC, so the drive shafts spin in opposite directions. He is roller, no electronics, and I think he's even lighter. He's got a little bit of custom work on the front axle because we broke a bunch of parts. I don't even remember. Yeah, originally a Charisma. Yes, I believe this. Conditionally, this body is still available. It's called the Prairie Wolf. Does that sound right? Charisma Prairie Wolf. And it's not small. And it came, this was the RTR molded in this color, so far as I know. So the body is gray through and through. It might be painted. I don't think it is. I think the body might be molded in this color. The Prairie Wolf. Shocks from a Capra, which for some reason don't leak. Do you think you can fit the Nurgle build into the Vanimal's body? Bounce, bounce, chicka bounce, bounce. I mean, you wouldn't be able to turn, right? But yeah, he gets even more 70s. Yeah, fits right under there. How am I giving this away? How should I give it away? What's the consensus? Are we spinning? Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's put it this way. The Vanimal's spot, not only did he lose his spot, he lost his hanging spot. Why can't I? I'm having an issue. I'm having an issue. He lost his spot on a skid. Because, you know, people sit on skids here. What am I doing? What? I got it. He lost his spot on the skid some time ago. And he now lost his spot hanging on a pegboard. This hasn't moved since round 2 of Crawlympics. So 8 months, 8 or 9 months. I want to say the wheelbase on this is pretty long, 324, 328. Yeah, 328. So almost 13-inch, which is, is a little long for a tire of this size, but you can power tuck all day. Yeah, you can get a clear body for $80. All right. All right. We're going to spin the wheel. Now, I didn't get the front body mount in. I would, as much as you might like it, I would discourage anyone internationally with going for this because I can't make it any smaller than the box. I can't size this down. There's no point in taking the Vanimal apart because he's just empty underneath. He's just hollow. Yeah, continental U.S. only. So if this comes up with somebody that is in a far-flung region, just say, if it lands on your name, just type where you live, right? Just type where you live. And if it doesn't say Omaha, Nebraska or something like that, probably you genuinely probably shouldn't, because it's going to cost a fortune to ship this anywhere other than domestically. And it's not even going to be cheap to ship it domestically. I don't know if some of those are actual zeros in Aero Zero. Yes, they are. I just put it in as Aero Zero. What if I pay shipping to the UK? If you want to pay shipping to the UK, like by all means, but it's gonna be an abomination. Think along the lines of South Africa shipping. Yeah, SoCal giveaway only. No, we don't sell rigs here. We give them away. That's the way it is. This isn't a business. I'm not in a business. We are all part. We are all part of a circle, of an invisible circle, right? People send me stuff and they don't have to. They do it out of the kindness of their own heart. They send things to me. You should just take it to your next swap meet. I don't do swap meets. I don't sell stuff. I don't sell stuff. So he really does it's not even all the way up. There's all the way up. I think the raccoon needs a new van to live in down by the river. Yeah, the raccoon's not driving anything right now, as far as I know. But, I mean, it's not RTR. This is an Arma style full roller. Yeah, you're already on there. Aero Zero is on there. Now, here's the other one. Figure anywhere on the globe, probably about the most expensive it's going to cost to ship anything is about $125 US. So if you're okay with that, then, the body drags like crazy. My Wi-Fi is literally named Van down by the river. 51IM. A little something for the next one. He sent 140 ZAR. Vegas Steve, in the US, if anybody has it, it will be Hobby Recreation Products, HRP in Utah. Because so far as I've been able to find, they are the only US distributor of Charisma. All right, so 51M asked. So he will be now. All right, so I shouldn't have to add anybody else. I'll pick it up in person. Travel from Phoenix should only take about 2 hours, right? It depends on how fast you're driving. If you make it in 2 hours, you're really doing something. You're really doing something. All right, 168 on the spinner. How are people just showing up and asking if? Yes, Fish House Mike is absolutely on there. All right, so we're back on this, and we're just gonna shuffle it up. TJ Silver Jones. All right. All right. I should be, as I said, I should be saving this for April. What van would fit the TRX First Sport? Proline used to make like one called like Rock Van that was like 313. I don't know if they make it anymore. Oh, Asia Tees still has it. There you go. Now, if it's available from HRP, it'd be a lot cheaper to get. All right. Yeah, there are not a lot of vans. What size wheels and tires? They are class ones. Those are, wait, let me just do this. These are class one landmines, 1.9s, and then just generic 1.9 Steelies. And I want to say probably just OE foams. It doesn't need to be anything else because no electronics. So, add accordingly. No battery. The Vanimal comes in at a whopping 5 pounds even. 5.02 pounds. No, 419s. Not even 393s. These are just proper 419s. And you could get away with a little bit bigger, but he's actually low on the pirate ship noises. I could even leave the extra flare. If you wanted to run a bigger tire, I would say cut the vertical part of the fender off and cut the rocker off. But I've left him like this. Any do. He does. He's not on there. Okay, last one. Andrew Moffat. We gotta, which I misspelled. We gotta cut that off. We gotta cut it off there. All right, so we go back to it. 170 on the wheel, and hopefully this will be the last time that there's 170 on the wheel. Arrow zeros right there. Beep boop beep beep boop beep boop beep. Yeah, it is indeed too bad the windows aren't clear. But if somebody wants to do that, they can spend the $80 to get a clear to get a clear one. Yeah, Vanimal does sign. That's the thing. He looks heavy, but he's not. He weighs. He'll be sub 6 pounds RTR. And the way that I built the chassis to accommodate 96 millimeter shocks, he's pretty low center of gravity. So we do. Oh, Curtis Knudsen wants to be on this. Wait, Curtis Knudsen's not on here? He's not. All right. Curtis Knudsen, because I know that guy. We'll put him on there. And that'll now we're gonna go. Now we're gonna do it. Now we're gonna do it. How do you get on the wheel? You be a channel member. You gotta be a channel member. Could cut out the windows and glue glazing sheets in. Hey man, this will be gone pretty soon. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go. And I got my fingers a little bit crossed because we already did South Africa. I'm hoping for like Arizona, Anybody? Truck and Matt, I don't know if it's painted. There's every possibility that this is molded in gray, kind of how Proline does Tough Color. Because on the inside, I almost picked it up and showed it to the camera, which isn't on. There's not a single scratch on the inside of the body. There is not a scratch. Okay, so Connor lives in Antarctica. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although I don't know if that helps. I don't know if the shuffling helps. The shuffling might not help. Okay, we know that guy was here. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where are you in the world? Jeswa, where are you at? Are you still here? He was here earlier because he asked to be added. I remember this because I added that today. Come on down. I can be Jeswa. This isn't a shuffling makes no difference on the odds. Good. Good. I'm Jeswa, and so is my wife. How long do we give them? Yeah, so what I was saying before is there's not really a scratch inside this body. It looks perfect. And usually you'd start to wear through in rub spots where the body mounts go and whatnot. But it's just completely uniformly gray on the inside. And that's the color that it used to be on the outside. You can see it on the windows a little bit where it's scratched through to the gray. What does it weigh as a roller? 5 pounds. 5.02 pounds as configured right here. So you'd be adding another half a pound, 3/4 pound. What components are in it? None. There's no electronics. It's a full roller. Unless you mean the axles are Charisma, the gearbox is Charisma. The shocks are Axial Capra. And the chassis is mine with some TRX4 bits. All right. He left after the first giveaway. This is what these are the risks. So as is tradition, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see it pick Jeswa again so we can get a man from Tennessee vibe going. This guy I know. Is he here? There's a sticker of him on this background. So yeah, it's right over there. So a guy with a YouTube channel. He weighs more without any electronics than Chuckles does complete. Yes. Well, that is because one might say, Psycho not here today? That's rough. That's rough. The weight differential would be this versus Nurgle Cab, which probably weighs 70 grams. This just sheer volume, this is gonna weigh a little bit more. 0 for 2. 0 for 2. Third try is the charm. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as is tradition. Yeah, aluminum rails versus carbon. Sure, that as well. Whoop! I know that guy. I should make him drive down here to pick it up. Is that someone who just asked to be put on the wheel? Yeah. Do I know that guy? Yeah. Does he have a YouTube channel? I don't know. He posts on Instagram a lot. Hi, he says. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Curtis. Curtis lives about 5 hours away. North Central California. Did you try to put the brake modification of the Fusion Elite on the Switch of the RC6? I have not yet, but I have an Elite on the way, so I'm going to. Let's see, look at that. I'll make the trip. This is, and now Curtis can't win anything anymore. Boop, off the wheel. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to get to see this thing on Instagram. Still cheaper to ship. Yeah, but that guy, those guys, they drive all over the place. So, look at that. Look at that. I can't get the purple to quite come out. It's a good color. What's his Instagram? I think it's Curtis Knudsen. Let me see. I know I follow him. I know that. Oh, Knudsen.Curtis. Oh, look, I can do this. See, this is like a reel. Yeah, Knudsen.Curtis. This is kind of up his alley. This is kind of up his alley, is it not? Right? Class tiny tire stuff. The pickle. Oh, right. The okay. Man. Good luck to me later. Also, yes, Rudy, yes, that is indeed a rear bumper on the front. That was the only thing that fit. And I made sure to make the chassis rails. If I didn't point it out before, I wanted something to help support the back of the body. So when I built these wacky rails, they go out all the way against the back. They got a little slidey bit back there. I made this guy years ago. Never got a build series. He doesn't have a number. But leak-free capper shocks is wild. This thing definitely a 1200 and a small pinion. There's not a ton of gear reduction in this guy. He's fun. He's a fun guy. We got to do what we got to do. Hold on. I give out my address all the time, but there's something about just the full-fledged internet self-docs. It probably would have been quicker to just grab some tape. You can't even see it. It's out of frame. Who won the first one? Nasmo ZA from South Africa. Did Vanimal only do the things once on film in the Olympics? You know, I don't know. I think he'd been on Wheelin' Wednesday a couple of times other than that. All I can figure is that when I rebuilt those Capra shocks, those are Zoidberg's kit shocks. I must have rebuilt them with Desert Lizard seals because there's no way they wouldn't be leaking. Not after this much time. And I've never rebuilt them either. The black box is giveaway stuff. So we got giveaway stuff over here. We've got the radio. It smells like clean carpet. It smells like very clean carpet. We've got some tires to add to the. I know you can't see anything. It's okay. The box is taking up the whole bench. We've got some tires to do tests on because some lunatic ground all of the ribbing and belting off of the inside of Mia's Super Bouncers. They definitely feel different. I'll tell you that. They definitely feel different. And Mia's Pinks, which are incredibly vibrantly pink on this camera, and also very soft. I'm running the pickle on the oranges, the softs. These are the super softs. Oh, and they have also been cut to make them even softer. No, it's not pinker than Sheila. I just held it up against Sheila. So, the 41-11 builds, someone was foolish enough to send one in. Oh. Like, they look far, I mean, I don't know, actually. That's just kind of like optical exhaustion stuff. More saturated. Like, I hear 41011. I hear where you're going. But at the same time, I see 41-11. So we've got a 41-11 or 410-11, depending on how you like it. We got bounty hunters. We've got the same wheels that I've bought for mine, but I bought the gray ones. He's built himself a mega slider. Feels like Kydex. Feels like Kydex to me, a little mega slider. We got a T-case out back. We've got chavs. Got some chavs on there. Vanquish will send you a cease and desist if you say 41011. Gearbox to T-case with the look at this little guy. Just a little guy. Just a little guy there. That little guy. I think the 2-speed is between gears. We've got a fairly economical setup here. I see a Mias brushed 16 turn. Look at this apparatus that I almost overlooked. Look at all what this has got going on here. Complete remounting of the servo, repositioning of the servo. Got a couple of Mias up front and an alloy bumper. And he's said that he's under the 150. He's stayed under the $150 budget. This is a whole thing right here. This is a whole deal. And I just did the body clip thing. It's got headlights, and the headlights attach via this swanky magnet. Look at that. I might need to get me some of those. I'm not mad at that at all. We got some foam. That's neoprene. We got some neoprene. Look at that. Got that tricolor action. It's all right. It's all right. You know what we'll do? We'll add it to the list. We'll add it to the ever-growing list of things that need to be driven. And I've got to figure out what I'm going to do, because if that weather report is correct, we're supposed to turn into the south of England at the end of this time next week. Will be the south of England. We'll see. I mean, when they try to talk about a weather report a week in advance, it's never accurate. The weather is completely changed by the time we actually get there. Oh, I buried the lead. I buried the. It's a nice body. This is a Yikong. This is the 41011. There was a short time that you could buy them from a distributor. Was it? There was a short time that you could buy them from a distributor here. I want to say it was Hobby Zone in Florida. You could buy this for 150 bucks RTR, and we were doing a thing about can you get the 150 and then you get 150. Well, look at this part. That's a flex right there. That's just flexing. That makes me, I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous of that. Chavs feel nice. I would go short travel. Probably call it short travel. Yeah, 149 from Abysma in Germany. It's all plastic. It's plastic fantastic. But it's definitely interesting as a little challenge slash thought experiment to see what can be done for the amount of money. I mean, it looks pretty good. This is, I'm not encouraging everyone that does one of these to send it in, because he's probably going to end up spending almost as much to ship it here and back as he did to, yeah, mine would look weird with crawler written on the back. I was thinking Canyon on the back of it. But that's a thing. Is it GMC? GMC makes a Canyon. Yeah, the paint job, solid. That's pretty good. That's definitely more work than a Injora for the magnetic light connections. I need a couple of those. Because the plugging it in thing, particularly for Gate Rover needs them. Yeah, this thing is pretty good. Do I have a spot for it? Not really. We'll find a spot. Yeah, he definitely put some labor into this. There's some labors in this. And a lot of the oxide screws have the little hint of rust on them. So he's definitely been test driving it as well. Look at the Panhard repositioner up front. This is one where we're just going to keep seeing all the work that went into this. That axle's basically straight up and down. Somebody did the work. Yeah, definitely over an hour paint job. It looks like over an hour paint job. Add these to the test. We'll write those on the whiteboard sooner. Okay. Do you need some very small twist drills? How small do you need? Look at that. Like a hair. Are these the same? Are these the same ones? Am I building another one of these? Unless I'm mistaken, these are the axles that are on old Chuckles over there. Are these those TRX4 clones, or are these? Yes, they are. Yes, just externals. I might have the bits. 1060, Yippin 70, that will definitely come in handy. One of those little weird skids with the high roll center and the low roll center. How far is the CC Yikon upgrade on the cheap? I'm not even close to the 150. RC Family would know exactly which ones they are, because he has nothing but kind things to say about those fake Capras. Woo! Man. That one got me. Woo! That one really got me. Oh, we'll add it to the bucket. We'll add to the bucket. Here's for the bucket. Any one of you, anyone who is a sender of things, someone had asked, what do I need for the build processes that we're going through? The stuff that I always need, links. I always need links, like all the time. What else was I trying to dig through this morning? Shocks are always welcome, as are gearboxes. Shocks, gearboxes, links. Axles, I'm doing kind of okay on. I'm probably, as I had halfway mentioned, I got housings. I got housings, F10 straight housings. That's what I'm going to put under that rock one. And I'm going to use all Mias or all AR-44 for the rear. And then I'm just going to order the Vanquish, the branded universals, the incisions for the front, and just build a Vanquish axle up front. Because I don't need any. I've got knuckles, I got bearings. That's another one though. Bearings in the common sizes: 5x10, 5x11, 5x12, 5x13, 7x14, 10x15x4. Basically the common bearings. I'm going through bearings at an unbelievable rate because on those cheap Red Spider axles, I had to replace every single individual bearing except for the two 10x15x4s in the front axle. By the time I got it into the configuration that it's in now, every single bearing. Those were the worst bearings I've ever seen in anything. I ended up replacing the stubs. The man from South Africa will definitely never have to worry about breaking the front stubs in Chuckles because they are they're Rhino 6mm. I need to find a new rear axle for the Franken Defender. Snap the fake TRX fake. Yeah. Any alloy housed TRX4 axle is gonna live. So, oh yes. I almost remembered what I was doing. I don't know where that sneeze came from, but boy, did it. Whew. I've not had to change out much of the axles I sent. I think that this is just, it's like everything else. I think you can get one pair and they'll be absolutely fine, and you'll get another pair and they're like, nah, no, we're gonna have to change out everything. This should be about right. I just got to set pinion depth on this. And it's you want to talk about a strength and a weakness. A gearbox that has no mesh. There's just two holes. So you set it and it's set. Come on. There we go. A little tight. I want to send parts. I emailed you for a shipping address. I should have emailed you back. I think I've emailed. I think of all the emails that I got over the last week or so, I'm pretty sure I answered them all back. Yeah, you have to put videos on your YouTube channel because apparently that's how you win stuff around here. So they say. So the internet says. Now these I will thread lock because the service interval on this gearbox is about 50 miles. So now that we're vehicles in rotation, do you need anything TRX4 related? I hadn't intended to do a TRX4. But I've had a couple people mention in emails or in Discord comments that they're sending in TRX4 stuff. So I can use anything. So half completed thought. If anybody, this was sparked in my mind because someone was mentioning on the Discord that they sell Capra gearbox and skid for like $50, and I'm like, that's lunatic behavior. So if you're somewhere where you can get it shipped to you for cheap, this is a sealed in the bag Capra gearbox. New one or old one, I don't know. I have to assume old one. Or if that doesn't interest you, how about a mostly complete? I think it's all here except the bag of screws. It might be missing the bag of screws. Your Capra gearbox. The best method would be go to like one of those places that has online manuals. Look up the Capra build manual and then figure out how to put gearboxes together. If you need a Capra gearbox for something, I don't use them for anything. I refuse to ever run one. I would never sell one because much like when I got my TC, when I first got my TC, the Bridgestone tires that they came with, stock, Potenzas or whatever they were terrible. If they touched wet ground, it was like you were on a slick track. They were awful. So I sold them mounted to the factory wheels after owning the car for about 2 months. And the dude brought it over, mounted them up to some other Toyota that had the same bolt pattern, that 5x100 pattern, and sent me a picture that he just drove it on them just like that. I still kind of feel guilty for selling that guy those tires. Like, he had to know. He had to know that those tires are catastrophically bad. But regardless, I can't sell a Capra gearbox, but I can give them away. Otherwise, they go right back down in the little metal drawer that says gearboxes and gearbox parts. So if you need one, let me know. Hopefully I will get emailed about those trailer tires. I also have the Tovo Class 1s, which do have dual stage foams in them. They've been sitting at the end of the bench getting knocked over routinely. I'm not going to use them on any builds. The man from Scotland is on his way. Have a good rest of... Oh, it's got to be near tomorrow for you guys, right? Have a good rest of the day and into tomorrow. And then, because of overlapping send-ins, still sealed in the bag set of reds. What am I going to do with a second set of reds? Be aware, if you want a free set of reds, free for the cost of shipping, you're going to have to cut about half the lugs out. And I've already done it twice, and I have no plan nor intention of doing it again. You'll also need like a bandsaw to, or however you cut foam. You'll need to cut some foams. Do you have Traxxas seals for chavs? Yes. Yes. Oh, Truck and Matt is going to teach a class. So he's teaching Matt right now. Do I have 2362s? I have a couple. Yes, I do. So, the usual. Send me an email. You know. And we will get on to the builds of building things for giveaways. I mentioned... When did I mention it? Was it in the members video? It was in the members video that the giveaway for March is basically already sorted. Fusion Pro always better than SE? I would not say always better, no. Is it objectively better? Yes. It has a more powerful BEC. It has a more powerful ESC. Stephen Turner with the 20. We remember the 10 from before, Mr. Turner, so that's 30 total from Mr. Turner today. The Pro, you just don't need it all the time. 30 today. 30. This guy with the 30 today. He is keeping the sawtooth alive. I thought there was a lot of juice on that other gear, but they bathed this. What is the... Yeah, absolute legend. Mr. Turner is indeed an absolute legend. We've got to... I know he's been very busy as of late, which is why I haven't bothered him about his Turista rig that's here. Like, I'm clearing spaces. We're clearing spaces. But anybody who has anything here, Don't worry about it. How did I do this before? How did I do this before? I had a technique. Oh, I did it like this. That's how you do it. I remembered. So the SE will do the job genuinely a lot of the time. I certainly run more SEs than I do pros. Wow. Those Canadians were not stingy on the grease. You never have to worry about your mesh. There it is. There it is. So I have pros in most of the trail rigs because of the RPM. Like there's a pro in the Cultra because I want to say his final drive in low gear on the rear axle is like 72-1 or something. If you want to cram a Fusion 8 into a 10-2, did I thread lock that? I did. I used the pick and I filled. I do it into the holes because I was just saying that it's about a 50-mile service interval. Yeah, I recommend the Pro to people, especially now that the Pro is 125. For people that aren't building 25 rigs. If you're not building 25 rigs, then put a Pro in it. It's nice. Is the low speed control of a Pro objectively better than the low speed control of an SE? Yes. But the 1200 SE is still one of my favorites of all. The low speed control is great. It's worry-free. I told him that I would mention it, so I will mention it now. There was a Canyon visitor yesterday that came here with a freshly built VRD carbon, and inside that VRD carbon, so that is on F10 portals. Is there enough screws in this bell housing, by the way? Inside that VRD carbon was a Fusion SE 1200 on portals on a VFD, and it was fitted with a 9-tooth pinion. 9. And it was running 2S. It could not. Top speed was maybe 1 mile an hour. Like maybe. Lee Jordan sent some 85 and 95 chavs and links. It'll all get used. Do I still think the axe is worthwhile? I run across the entirety of the crawler fleet, and for those purposes, we will count the G-Made GOM. We will count the GOM as a crawler, even though it isn't. It's a bouncer. But it is on a Holmes, whatever they call the revolt. What does Holmes call his little censored in-runners? There's one of those in there that was sent in. There's one of those. And then Jolly Green is on the Axe, the big one, the big Axe 550, the 3300 kV. Of all the crawlers, those are the 2 in-runners. Because I view this as a separate beast. Yes, a fusions are all in-runners. So if we wanted to say that fusions are in-runners, then they dominate. Over half the fleet is on in-runners. But fusion is a fusion. We all agree on that. The fusion is certainly its own thing. So I don't much see the point of in-runners living now in the era of the fusion. Now, that said, every once in a while, I've seen those Axe combos go on sale for basically next to nothing. I remember seeing like the 540Ls for like 100, 125. I'd be tempted, you know? But this is also 125. Now, if you're buying it used, or if you've got a guy that's like, yeah, I got this axe combo and it sucks, I don't like it, I'll sell it to you for $50. Buy it. Buy it. Now, in my estimation, in my humblest of opinions, I would say that this form factor, the Fusion, is the perfect solution for what we do. If you can fit a Fusion, do it. If the rig doesn't fit a Fusion, then you run an Outrunner, right? None of us need to run brushed motors. I run brushed motors because I like them. And I really only like one of them. I like big blocks. So I run one type of brush motor. I run brush motors, I run Fusions, and I run Outrunners. And they typically, they tend to be pancakes. 3625s, 3630s, 3532s. That's about it. In-runners, like I'm never out on the market shopping for an in-runner. Our brushless motors are more efficient if geared to run higher RPM. Sure, I read it somewhere. On low RPM, they restrict the voltage and produce more heat. Now, in the go fast days, we kind of knew this to be true as well. There is that, it's a bell curve. So there's that butter zone for tuning the gearing of a motor when going fast. If you undergear it, it's spinning too fast, and that generates heat. And if you overgear it, it's straining it and it's spinning too slow and you generate heat. So you're in this little narrow band. Where we tend to be, I ran my KKV1, who is fitted with a Rhino combo, 1470, the S12 1470, and a Rhino V80. I ran that yesterday for almost 2 hours on a 850, on a 3S 850. It just ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. And it's buttery smooth. Would I put it in everything? No. No. But they are great. Okay. Was it a mistake to mount the motor in advance? No. Just take more screws out. Oh, those are lock nutted. Monkey mitts, monkey mitts. Just torque it in, man. Just torque it in. Does anybody remember the, I assume Pep Boys is semi-regional, not like a worldwide thing. Does anybody remember the Pep Boys commercial where it's like somebody's buying a battery and they're like, don't just go buy a battery anywhere. And they're at like some no-name auto repair shop and the guy's trying to get this battery into a car and it doesn't fit and he's hitting it with a hammer, like a big dead blow mallet, trying to get the battery in. And the guy next to him goes, just keep hitting it. It's one of those things that lives rent-free in my head forever. The idea of just keep hitting it. And sometimes I'm out here working on something and it's not going explicitly as well as it could possibly be. And in the back of my mind, it will just go, just keep hitting it. That's how I feel. Oh! Come on. Oh, the tattoo. The tattoo. Whoo, that came out hot. Baby, that was a hot. Whoo. Little, just keep hitting it. Little ritual scarification there. Had my finger out on the other side. Man, that came out toasty. Good times. Good times were had by not me. Now I can. Here's what I can't remember. We've got to. Oh, don't tell me. Okay, we're gonna manage. We're gonna manage. How many of those do you get a week? Hold on. Let me find a reasonable simulacrum. Oh, got it. Got it. Come with me, and you'll see. I was holding a wheel hex like this, and I had the drill, and I had the drill bit, and I was holding it more like that. Do you see a little hint of finger through there? And it had like a 4mm hole, and I was drilling it out to 5mm, and I went, nee. And when the drill went through, it pulled its way through. My other finger was down here like this, and it just rode along the top of my finger and made like a spiral, like it was bleeding and then it wasn't, and then it was bleeding and then it wasn't. It made a bleeding, non-bleeding candy cane. And then I thought to myself, hey, in the future, you absolute buffoon, maybe what you should do is get a hub, put the hex in the hub, and then drill it like that. Like if you think I'm clamping it in a vise, you're absolutely wrong. But now this is how I drill them now. Usually also attached to a wheel. So it's actually more like this. So then I'm like, ring. So I'm safe now. I stabbed my thumb with the hot soldering iron the other day. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's a vise? Indeed. What is a vise? Whether you spell it with a C or an S, what is it? Hold it with pliers. What am I, a barbarian? I got my meat pliers right here. They're resilient. I've only I was using a drill bit and a Dremel and slipped with that and drilled into my thumbnail, drilled through my thumbnail into the meat underneath. And the bit was so hot from having gone through what I was drilling that it just cauterized when it went in, and it didn't bleed or anything. But I will tell you this, it hurt unbelievably. I have been injured in my life, usually by my own hands, so many times, perhaps too many times to count. And I can tell you this, lacerations are baby stuff. Lacerations are baby stuff. Penetrating wounds are real. Getting stabbed with anything, even if it only, and we only mean this the way we mean it, we don't mean any interpretations, even if it only goes in just a little bit, even if it's just the tip, boy howdy, the pain level. And I've probably shown you this one before. Have you seen this one before? We crinkle it up, we can see the scar better. There you go. Piece of ABS. ABS. Follow me with you. Okay. Piece of ABS. Number 11. Number 11. You see what's happening? Do you see where it is? You see where it is? We're reaming the inside of it. Blade breaks. About that much of the blade broke off, and I sunk it all the way to the hilt. Number 11. So it was in about that far. And you instinctively do this. And it was full Tarantino. Just full Tarantino. Like I like to call it the blood faucet. Just a faucet of blood onto the ground. Like not even dripping. It was making a trail along the ground. I have a piece of mechanical pencil graphite in my palm from 2004. I'm sure I have mechanical pencil in me somewhere. Thank you for the truck. I'll be down the 1st of March. Hey! All right. My thumb is still black from when I tried to unintentionally stab myself with a mini pickaxe. That's awesome. I had a 1.5 millimeter hex bit go through my finger and come out a spot an inch away under my skin when trying to remove a grub screw from a pinion gear. That was hard to pull out, scrape bone and all. That is awesome. You know what? I love these. I love these because it means two things. It means that we're all resilient and that none of us learn. I love that. I love that part. Now, I cannot remember how this thing goes. I want to say that it is all the way forward on the scooch. No, it can't be because that hits the servo. It's got to be there, right there. And then we've got these little angly bits. No, I think it's this way. Please finish the story about the guy yesterday. So, all of the details, all of the relevant details are this. VRD carbon, 9-tooth pinion, 1200 SE, 2S battery. It could not have gone 1 mile an hour. It was the slowest thing I've ever seen. It went this fast. Now, it's still a carbon, and it had ruptures on it. So it absolutely went up. It would climb up and down things, no problem. It had all of the mechanical advantage in the world. In the world. But also, that's crazy. How good how good was the bump? None. He'd go, huh, and it would go, ring. It couldn't, like, to be bump, you have to be able to go faster than you're currently going, and it couldn't go any faster than that. It was honestly impressive. It was impressive that it could climb. That's not it. Are these different shapes? No. I'll be damned if I can remember how this thing goes. I'm almost positive. Wait right here. I'm going to go look at Bruce. I could have just fought with it, I guess. Okay. Easy peasy. It's the front hole on the shackle, which is right there. So this scooches back just a little bit. And then we've got to put these on. And I got to go look at Bruce real quick again. Okay. I am that Far Side cartoon. I'm that Far Side cartoon of the kid asking to be excused because his brain is full. It alarms me how much stuff has my brain omitted at this point. Like, how much stuff has gotten cycled out because I can remember specs on toy car tires. I worry. My Blazer is so slow it can't get out of its own way. Yeah, I told him maybe don't change it. Just get the Mias 2-speed, and then in second gear it would actually go a decent amount of speed, maybe. 9-tooth though is 9-tooth on a portal rig is crazy. You know what I probably should have done? You know what a smart person would have done? They would have put the lock nut. They would have put the lock nuts on first. But again, I'm just going to keep beating those allegations. When I was 14, I had a bad crash on a skateboard, was going downhill and hit a pebble, skidded about 20 yards and cracked my shoulder joint. I can still pop my shoulder out of the joint and it pops hard. That's awesome. I fully support this type of behavior. Come on. If you are working in this hobby and you don't, how well did it crawl? I mean, it's a carbon, it's still a carbon, so it crawled. I think it would have been more capable and maneuverable had it had, well, his buddy had a Comp Fox base, but on Mias nylon straights. So basically, Element, right? Straights and a Stealth X on an 1800, and I was like, you guys need to trade motors. Like, you guys need to trade motors right now, because that carbon needs an 1800 in it, and that straight axle Element needs a 1200 in it. All right, see, big good looking fella had to come in and just trump all stories with, I burnt off my big toe in a fire. Worst first and last date ever. That's like a two, what do they call them? 2-sentence stories? That's a whole story. I make the same mistakes all the time. You'd think I'd have learned by now, but we ain't quitters. We ain't quitters. That's the thing. We don't quit. Yes, these are desert lizards. Yes. Desert lizards are the perfect, because Sheila is getting heavier, because she keeps getting more and more stuff added. What was happening is her leaves were trying to flip in the back. So I'm running the medium length, medium rate inside, basically, instead of having to add leaves. Because leaves, you can't just buy individual leaves from FMS. You have to, and somebody asked earlier, and I probably didn't answer. They asked what leaves are on here. FMS, it's still available on Amazon. You can buy the full FMS leaf kit for, I want to say it's about $50, but it is specific to this platform because it comes with the plastics, it comes with the front piece, it comes with all of the leaf hangers, it comes with the leaves. The leaves are designed to fit FMS axles. It comes with the shackles and everything. So if you have an FJ40 or a Michigan, you can convert it to leaves for $50. It's one of the great things that FMS does. Is a Tican FXR with 35T worth using? If you already do you mean you already have it, or somebody wants to sell it to you? Yes, this is belt and suspenders. Yeah, it's just added. It feels awesome. It feels great. And desert lizards are great because they just look like a damper. Yeah, still available on FMS as well. I ran an 8-inch splinter of fresh green pressure treat through the palm of my right hand. Is that the original gearbox? No, this is an FMS. This is a GCM LRT2. This gearbox costs $250. And it is mostly the discontinued R3, RC four-wheel drive R3, with a custom machined transfer case with 10% overdrive to the front axle. It's amazing. So have I told you the splinter story, the woodshop splinter story? I feel like I have to have. I have to have told you the splinter story about the guy in the woodshop with the splinter. And when I say the splinter, I mean the unstoppable mother of all splinters. Why does this feel like it's not lining up? I need a stainless about a 10. I'd like to do socket. Have you ever built a rig with a creeper T? Yes. Well, not a real one, but a fake one. Yeah. There we see. That's all I needed to see. Not the Splinter story again. That means that I've told the Splinter story. Or he just doesn't want to hear a story about splinters. I don't know. He could be lying. I'm gonna go with it though. I should have remounted that shock tower. Is what I should have done. Is what I should have ought to done, but I didn't. But I didn't. Do you remember what one it was so I could check it out? It's the one on Amazon. It's the super cheap, usually $25 to $30. If you go on the Amazons, you will find a combo that is an FMM that looks like this. It's had its spur gear removed, and this transfer case, and it'll come with all the little associated little bits. Do I remember what rig it's in? I have a number. I have a number of them. You can't pass those things up. They're like $27 on Amazon. The real ones are disarmingly expensive. What email? My email? crawlercanyon@gmail.com. Now I want to hear the Splinter story. Okay. Woodshop. The California State University at San Bernardino. The year is somewhere between 1995 and 1999. This is going back a little bit. There was a gentleman. We had giant Schoberg SJ. Schoberg wood benches. Giant. They're huge. It's one of those things that before I built this building, I would have loved a big proper wood bench with the hold downs and the vise on the end and all that stuff. But they are very expensive and they are very big, and I genuinely do not have room for one. Anyway, it was always two benches placed face to face, and we had little stools, kind of like this one, right? Kind of like the spider one, stools like this. So it's always two people sitting facing each other. And the guy that was right across from me was a guy that built longboards. He custom built longboards and he sold them. You know, the really flexy ones. It's like surfing on the pavement. And someone had brought in a sheet of oak plywood. Now, of the construction materials, of the dimensional lumbers, it is possible that I hate oak the most. And I hate oak the most because of the workability. Oak on the face grain versus oak on the end grain are two radically different materials. I have long said, since I first started working with wood, all oak wants to do is burn. That's all it wants to do. Anytime you have to do an end cut on oak, it tries to burn. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. What is here and was there is there's a sheet of oak plywood leaning against the glue table, which was right across from us. And the glue table was huge, like 6 foot by 12 foot long. And it had a bunch of clamps on a clamp stand. And it was covered in glue, and there were scrapers on it to scrape all the drippy glue off, and a whole pile of cauls, C-A-U-L, cauls at the end for all the gluing that was going on. I wish I could afford to have that many clamps, but I don't. I probably own about 30 clamps, which barely classifies you as a woodworker. You need a lot more clamps than that. 4x8 sheet of plywood leaning against the side of it. If we take a tape measure and we put it against the floor and we bring it up right here, you will see that 4 feet from the ground is right here. It's almost as if it's right here. Here's 4 feet. My forearm is 4 feet off the ground. So the gentleman at the bench across from me, he got up and he was going to go walk. So I'm here. He's here. We're represented by these tires. This is the sheet of plywood leaning up against the workbench. He gets up and he's going to walk this way, like this. And as he gets up and he goes to walk, his arm just brushes across the top of that sheet of plywood. And as he takes another step, he goes, ah! And I go, what happened, dude? Like you think somebody stepped on something. And he turns his forearm like this, his right forearm. The splinter entered right about here, started at the point of a sword, widened out to be about, I'd say just under an inch wide, probably 23 to 24 millimeters wide. So right here is the end of that splinter that hasn't gone in. It's still out, and it's jagged from where it broke off. And it comes out, and the point of it is sticking out right about here. So the splinter was the entire length of his forearm, shaped like a sword, and it was underneath the skin. And a whole ambulance came, and the fire truck came, and there was no way that they could extract it. So they cut him. They cut him like this, right there on the spot. We don't need a doctor or nothing, because you could see the oak under the skin. So the guy just went like this, and his body went and just spit it back out. It wasn't nearly as bloody as I thought it would be. I think he split the difference between epidermis and dermis. And they like glued him back up, or did whatever they do, sutured him or whatever. And a couple weeks later, you honestly couldn't even tell that anything had happened. Like he had a little bit of a mark at each end from the entry wound and the exit wound. But other than that, it was not even that bad. That same guy was out riding a downhill longboard, not wearing a helmet. The board hit something, went like this. He fell straight backwards and literally shattered his skull like Humpty Dumpty. Like it didn't just crack it. He had an impact point on the back of his skull. He was lucky to not get permanent brain damage. That the X-ray basically looked like when somebody shoots a window with a BB gun and the window goes and has those spider cracks out. They had to put a plate in his head, and he had to wear one of those skate helmets like all the time, because if he had slipped and fallen before his skull mended, it would have killed him. And I was like, are you going to wear a helmet when you ride that thing now? And he was like, well, they're telling me that if I don't wear a helmet when I ride that thing, I'm never going to get to take the helmet off. So yeah, I'm going to wear a helmet on it. And it was the same guy, splinter guy and shattered the back of his head guy. Same guy. I don't know. Is that some Final Destination? I don't know. Oh, so the splinter story is, I have seen things. Anyone who has been in a wood shop has seen things. I saw a guy wrap his entire body with the blade from a Rockwell bandsaw. I saw a guy open himself up on a shaper table. I saw a guy take a kickback off the table saw and throw up right where he stood. Just amazing stuff. Because, as I said, what I try to tell everybody, I've been working with on a table saw for over 30 years now. Okay? There it is. And I have been very lucky. I broke a finger on a table saw on a kickback. Kicked back a piece of acrylic and broke my finger. But I have all my digits. I've never cut myself badly because it's the thing that I tell everyone. When you're working around heavy tools like that, they are not to be feared. There's nothing to fear. What they are to be is respected. They are to be respected because in the workshop, we worked a triple phase Powermatic 12-inch table saw that would have taken your hand off and the motor wouldn't even have changed tone. I cannot for the life. You know what? We're too close to the end. I can't get that bracket. Ever see hair or clothes get caught in a lathe? Luckily, no. I did see a lady take a log, a full ass log, probably this big around, about that long, because you do a pass, tighten it. She didn't, and that log walked off, floated through the air, and hit her right in the face. Gave her the double raccoon eyes. How would you compare the RC four-wheel drive FJ to Bruce and Sheila? Tiny. The RC four-wheel drive FJ is proper 10th scale. It's smaller than this, right? It would probably go to about there. So from there to there, that's about how big the FJ is. And then, she's right here. This is Sheila, right? This is an 18-inch ruler. Big, real big. One of the most common comments that I got when I was driving Bruce around at Proline by the Fire was like, my God, I had no idea that thing was that big. Yeah, FJ's big. FJ's real big. I feel like this thing is defeating me. I split a motorcycle helmet in half. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, FMS is about 1/7 scale. Met a few old school machinists with less than 10 digits. Yeah, respect the machine. Because it means you no ill will. It's so powerful that I think sometimes people don't give it the respect that it deserves. It doesn't have a bloodlust. I've said this before, potentially unpopular opinion. I don't believe in things like saw stop for table saws because it breeds complacency. It makes people think, oh, well, I don't have to worry about that cutting my finger off because it'll stop. Well, not every saw has got saw stop on it. So then you're going to go work on one that doesn't have it, and you're going to get a little footloose and fancy free, and it's going to cut your finger off. So just respect the equipment. I removed my thumb in the tailgate of a 1970 Chevy C10. Public school shop class was wild. In the middle 80s, we were pouring molten lead into black sand castings. One of the best things about the Visual Arts Complex at California State University at San Bernardino was once a month would be pour day when the sculptors would be pouring their bronze sculptures. And it was always amazing. They had the full deal with the big gantry crane and everything. We are definitely too late into this operation for me to be doing this stuff because it is starting to fight me. Wait, I can game it though. I can game it. You know what I shouldn't have done? I shouldn't have tightened these screws down all the way. You know what? Hindsight is 20/20. I think in hindsight, this was not a good project. It's a little too precise and intensive. Now, here's the real question. I think the drive shaft, I think the rear drive shaft is going to be just fine. Yes, we need to add a shim to that. And the front drive shaft, it's going to be too long, isn't it? No, it is not. Look at that. If there's something that I could not have anticipated, it's that. Look at that. So, you know what? Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. Well and truly. I'm not even going to bother to try to put stuff away because I have to mount. I have to get this gearbox installed, and then there are plastics that I have to cut, and I have to drill out parts of the chassis to get the shock towers back on. It's, you know what it is? It's a whole thing. Then I got to make the tray piece that goes on top. Did I build her a firewall? No. I've got to build the tray piece for the top, which is where I put the battery, just like in Bruce. So they'll be sames now. Man, I'll tell you this, though. That driveline angle, VRX 90s, I challenge you. Find me a leaf spring rig that's got better drive shaft angles than that. Look at that front driveline. That's so good. So good. So Sheila's still got some work. I still got some work. Again, the usual. Email me about the things, about the whatnot. Yeah, congratulations. I'm going to go to Psycho, tell Psycho that he missed out on a free rig. Yeah, he missed out. He missed out. He didn't get the man from Tennessee has the claim. He's got the real claim to fame where it picked him twice. But he was out playing with SCX 30s, so the universe punished him for this. And rightfully so. No one would fault the universe for behaving properly. I'll always be number one at something. Serves him right. I love that we're all on the same page. I don't have nearly as much stuff to put away today as I usually do. I have a lot. Oh, final note. Wait, watch this, and I'll be back in 1 second. Mr. Hurley, I'm not saying that it takes 6 months for me to do 1 day's worth of work, but we are underway. There are Mr. Hurley's parts. There is a positioned too low. There is a reasonably there's no oil in the shocks yet. So the suspension action is absolutely terrible. But it is on its way. It is well on its way to something. I cut the rails. I got stuff situated. The link positions don't look too bad. We definitely have a full black, red, silver theme going. I could completely forgotten that the intention was to do it chassis mounted steering. Watch the crinkle cut panhard bar just wrap around. If you're gonna do AR-45 axles, you can't get away from the crinkler. The crinkler comes with it. It's sitting on Mavericks right now because they were the first thing that I could grab. And you know what? I feel like it's going to be okay. We have all the other bits in the boxes. We will get it sorted out. I took inspiration for the rails. The rails are loosely brazen high-low. These are loosely high-low. These are high-low interpreted. And got the wheelbase to mostly where I wanted it. Got the link positions. Got nice parallel on the fronts. Got pretty nice and parallel on the rears. Got mostly where I wanted it to be. It's got a bit more work, obviously, to go into it. Got to build all the shocks, put seals in all the shocks. mount the rest of the electronics, etc., etc., and you will see those episodes. One of the episodes is coming up during the week. I mistakenly call it Came from the Workbench, volume 47 through the whole thing, when it is in fact volume 48. The second episode of it, almost 1 year between episodes 1 and episodes 2, and then episode 3 will be up about a week after the first one. And then I'm going to say where we're standing right here, right now, probably right around March. So probably around 2 weeks from now, I'll be shipping this out. This will be headed out to Virginia, so Mr. Hurley can try it. And yeah, there's that. So thank you so much, one and all. Shout out to all the people who donated, to the people who won things, to the people who donated more so that the people that won things wouldn't have to pay as much to have it shipped to them. You know, all that stuff. And Mr. Knudsen, who's just going to come down here and pick it up, because that's awesome. I don't have to make a box or nothing. So we'll do another one. 2 for the road. Thanks, everybody. I will see you. It Came from the Workbench 51. Which one's 51? I don't remember. Yeah, I didn't remember last week. I left the camera. I turned off the camera and left the mic on. That was last week's. I can get it 50% right. 100% of the time, I can get it half right. Nothing is ever finished. 51. Which one was 51? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I was making a list. I did not check it twice. I'll see you all in the next one. Episode's up tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. You're free to go today. Head off to bed if you're someplace where it's nighttime. I will see you all in the next one.